4, is there anyone videotaping or recording the meeting?
Lake Cam.
Lake Cam is present, thank you. Okay, shut off the cell phone.
Shut it off?
Well, I couldn't ring it. I forget myself. All right, do we have bills to review?
We do.
Circulating those.
Jesse, do you want to start with those? Like, were these 3 all set? Did you get a chance to review them? I had sent them to you.
No, we need to talk about them.
Okay, so I'll leave those.
Do you want to talk about them now, or you want to wait till
What's that?
the northeast side receding ones?
You might as well talk about it right now.
Okay. We got 3 bills from northeast side recede. One is for the agreed upon price on field 1. The other one is the agreed upon price on field 2. Just what he quoted, so those should be okay. He's got a change order here for screened loom, which for $6,600, which I would recommend that we hold off on until myself or Scott has a chance to talk to him, because I think there's some confusion here.
Yeah.
They screened the loom, extra loom early, in case they didn't get the other bid. They were going to bill us for screening the loom, but he got the bid, so why is he billing us for screening the loom? So you know, that's that bill. But the other ones seem to be in order there exactly.
The first one was 39.3.
Yeah, 39.3 and 37.3.
Did we ask would have a pile maybe ahead of time just so we keep some extra?
Yeah, we have about 200 yards. That's why I want to talk to him about it. I mean, I agree we owe him some extra, but I don't know about $6,600. It's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we can sign off on the other 2, and we'll have some discussion with Mark on this 3rd one.
Will they use the 2 to sign? Oh, they're not.
They're not stamped. So are these 2 okay to stamp?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Those are capital.
The capital, yes.
That's the 75,000 that was carried forward.
Right, because one of these is a June date, and then I went, oh, right, that just carried, so that should be fine.
Because they carried, because it was a capital expenditure, they carried over 75,000. They didn't close it out. It wasn't encumbered or anything.
Yeah. They weren't encumbered because they did a carryover, so
Right,
I'm gonna.
That's what I'm saying, they weren't encumbered.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to accounting to see how they would like me to process, if they just want to do it themselves or.
So actually, that comes out to 76.6. So we're going to have to put 1,600 to the regular capital expenditures account, because that account's only 75,000.
Oh.
You can't spend more in the account than what's there. But we have, in the budgeted capital expenditure account, we have 30,000, I think, or something.
Yeah, so it probably, I'll ask accounting.
Yeah, that's what I'm
but
saying.
It probably is fine to just.
If they're okay with it being over,
yeah,
then that's fine. We've just got to pay attention to what we're spending in the other account.
Right.
Okay, no minutes for tonight.
I have a copy of that.
Okay, so we'll move forward. CPP, Ripple Park. Did you reach out to Dougie?
I did, and he unfortunately is not available on Monday evenings.
Okay, all right. All right, we can review it, and then if we get any questions, we can,
Yes.
we can work something out.
This is just what I put together, revenue versus.
My question is so is this from opening to closing?
Yes.
Or okay,
Yes.
so this includes some of last year's.
Yes.
So if we were to look at our expense account or revenue account, they wouldn't match these different. So I just want to explain that it is a little different because our fiscal year goes to June 30th, but the pond opens up a week early.
Right, yeah.
So the first week of money, which is mainly passes, goes into last year's account. Just so you understand, these are the expenses for the year, income and expenses for the year, but that they won't match our accounting because of that.
So we're saying it was a loss of about 12 grand here. We're saying.
Yep.
Now, were you able to pick up the ice cream amounts that got posted to
Yes.
4 different accounts?
Yes.
Okay.
So what I did was on every single sheet that Doug gave me for the season, starting on June 22nd,
Okay.
he always put what he spent on account, and New England Ice Cream's on account. So there is an expenditure sheet. You'll see any ice cream come through, and you'll see the amounts, and those are all on accounts.
Right, but they're not necessarily in the...
Correct. Like 2 of them were
I know.
June-ish, and then the rest were this fiscal year.
But what I'm saying is they're not in the food account. They're in various accounts. They're
No, I think that was the end of last fiscal year that we.
And some
I
of
had
this year.
to, yeah, I had to
and
pull
some of the
kind
current
of.
year. Some of the current year, they're all over the place. Yeah.
I should have been.
But anyway,
All right.
that's all right. But you
We'll check
pulled
that.
out the amount. So
Yes.
yeah,
The amounts are pulled.
correct. So so I think some of these things we have to.
I forgot to give you the comparison of the previous years. I meant to print that for you
Yeah,
guys too.
that would have been good. But that's, I mean, yeah, it would have been good.
So we're saying we have the concessions, that's all food, right? All the money that came
Yeah.
in, revenue for
You're going to
food.
see there's also some swimming money in there, and group outing fees.
But there's no cost of food in the
But
expense.
that's over here in the daily purchases, right?
Yes, in the season daily purchases, between cash and on account is
Okay.
what we do.
It's in there.
We purchase a number of items from the restaurant depot,
Right.
and that's not an account sort of business. They don't do that. That has to be sort of a cash that's billed right then and there.
Right.
Where ice cream is on account.
They send a
Not
bill.
account that.
Okay, I see. So
Yeah, so if
spent $9,000 and made $8,000.
Well,
Right, so-
I think other things are in that besides just the food.
yes,
Right.
there-
That's what I was, my question too, but I'm
If you
looking
look
here.
at, if you look at this page here,
Yeah.
it breaks it down.
it breaks it down. So I mean, there's like, I'm just right off the bat, there's Winberg's, there's Home Depot, there's Winberg's. So, for going forward, or maybe you could, when you do give us the prior year numbers, maybe you could break this out and put, food and then other expenditures.
Again, each of these categories,
Yes.
froms would all
Right.
be a category.
Right,
Right, and-
if you're wanting to look just for food to compare the concession,
Right.
Right.
yeah, I can do that. We can
Right.
split up the food versus
Right.
everything else.
So just for not knowing, is it just standard to lose $12,000 on this? Is that average once we lose a year, or is we getting worse and better, or?
Well, we haven't had it broken out like this in the past. And if you notice the way the chart of accounts is set up, it doesn't lend us to just pull accounts and say, that's expense. For the park, they're commingled with some of the expenses here. And I'm trying to work with the accountant and get a better chart of accounts, so we have lodge income, and then lodge repairs and maintenance, lodge expenses, lodge, and we'll have to do it with the electric and the gas and the heat, but lodge heating, lodge electric, so that we can compare those, and then we'll have Clear Pond revenues and Clear Pond expenses and Clear Pond food, and I would think mainly the 2 items I think is, we have this, just the way you have it here, I think for the income, we can get, so that we can pull out the concession
Yeah.
and these other
compare that.
things,
Yep.
as well as what the concession expenses are.
So just from last year, 2018, season pass total was $10,570
For season pass,
for season passes.
10,000.
570.
Yep.
The gate fees was 26,810.
Right, and I think the year before, it was more seasons pass than gate fees. Because last year we changed the gate fee for the out-of-town people. So some of these out-of-town people said, well, I'm not gonna pay that extra $40.
Right.
Well, so they paid it at the gate, and Dougie said they spent more money. Because they still came in the same amount of times, and they ended up spending more money. You know, but so the year before, you would have seen the amounts more in line with this year. It changed because we changed the structure fee, and that's why you're seeing the gate fees up. This year is because we lowered the in-town price. So there were more in-town, and Dougie said there definitely were more in-town people that came in and bought passes.
Definitely, because resident season passes last year was 4,700,
Yep.
and this year 7,700.
Right, and that's with the reduced rate.
Right.
We dropped it $20, I think.
Yeah.
100 to 80
It's
or
going
something like
to
that.
80, yeah.
Right, so we dropped it 20 and we increased by,
We're still down from last year on those two.
Net loss of about
2,000-3,000.
3,000 less than the year before. What was payroll
the
last year?
concession was less last year.
Payroll I don't have. I have the revenues right here. I don't have the expenses.
The problem with last year's payroll is we had a few extra maintenance that we were trying to move around, and that didn't work.
Was that last year or this year?
It was last year. Yeah.
Last year and the year before.
Okay.
The concession was about the same. 8602 versus this year's, which is 8653.
Swim is up this year.
I have swim is down this year, but I think the problem is it's difficult when somebody writes a check to know. I'm going off of just what Doug's numbers are. If they combo a check where they're like, oh, I'm paying for swim and my gate fees and my pass and blah, 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 it's hard to split everything up. So don't know if that's accurate. Because then our group outings went up from 1,500 to 2,000.
Right. Right, and the swim, I believe, has increased over the last 2 years, but we also dropped the price on the swim lessons. So that means there's more kids learning to swim, which is good. You know, I think that's a good thing we're doing, even if it's but it had gone down. There was a progression of the swimming lessons going down. So they've come back up a little bit, and we're charging less. So that's a good thing. Yeah, I guess we'd have to see all the income and the expenses as compared to last year. I don't think the expenses were as high last year. I don't think the concession and the other fees were as high. I mean, I just quickly.
What did we budget for payroll? Any budget?
It's pretty close to those two numbers
Yeah. Okay.
this year. Last year, the maintenance was a little high because we had 3 extra kids.
Okay.
That we were trying to utilize here and John Pond.
We were short a lifeguard the whole year though, so we probably saved a little on that.
And the fees, and you know, they get a bump every year. You know, they get all of them do. They get a cost of living increase.
They get a raise, yeah.
All the way across the board. So in trying to figure out the budget, you know, I gotta wait to see that number to factor it in. But that's what these numbers are saying for this season. We had a net loss of 12. Let's see, 3, 5.
I'm looking at these dailies. There's I only see 4 days for the 0 total. I thought we had more than 4 days, so we were close. I don't know for sure. I know we had that little period of time when they had the.
Right, when was that?
And they had the water
It
pumping.
was like 3 days in the middle where they closed for
There's bacteria.
Yeah, the bacteria.
There's no days in a row that's closed, or 0, unless it's not on here, date-wise. Yeah, there probably is it. The 24th, 25th of July, there's nothing on there.
Yeah, those days.
Oh, I just missed that. Oh, yeah.
That's 23rd.
They weren't in there.
25th. That would be the zeros.
There you go.
Oh, they're not even there.
No, sorry. I was trying to catch those.
And what are the zeros? Are the zeros like when we have rain days?
Yeah, zeros all across for closed rain days, like officially.
Just adding up these Winbergs and these other things, I mean, the ice cream and everything real quick, there was about $4,800 in costs. So the concession about doubled. So I think part of the problem is we got a lot of other expenses that I think we need to bring in, reel in. No, there's one more. Make it about $5,000 on $8,600 of income.
You're saying that's the food and ice cream?
Yeah, I mean, real quick, I may have missed one or two, but there's at least $5,000 in food purchases on here, and I'm just assuming that's just the Hannaford, the Restaurant Depot, the ice cream.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there could be other things that are actually food. You know, I mean, I'm just saying some of these expenses at Walmart could be food too. I don't know.
Yes.
So, but
Petco, we're going to get the pet supplies?
yeah, they had the pet parade, or they had
The carnival.
the
It was the
carnival.
carnival. They had the throw the ping pong ball in the fishbowl, and you won a little beta. Now, and I don't know how much is left over at the end of the season when it comes to ice cream, because our last order was August 14th, and then we closed on the 20. When did we close?
23rd,
Was it the 23rd?
something like that.
25th.
Yeah.
The 25th, but we were closed out due to weather. So we technically closed on the 24th. So 10 days prior, we had a New England ice cream
Well,
purchase.
no, that's when it got paid.
No, these are when he did the order.
Okay.
These are the receipt
We should be
dates.
selling out the day before.
So where does this stuff go if there's anything left over? Do you know?
Last year, they donated a bunch to the local police and fire, stuff like that.
I'm looking at this real quick too. This Restaurant Depot, we spent between $1,800 and $1,900 there.
I guess I.
Yeah. What the heck we buy at Restaurant Depot?
I got it.
They just sell pots and pans and stuff, right?
I don't know what they sell.
Oh, please.
All right.
I think we need to have our budget more closely adhered to.
Yeah, don't we?
I told him $1,500. I told him $1,500.
Until what?
Doug,
For?
he had $1,500 to spend, not $4,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there are definitely things we can reduce. Custom threads for $600, which were the t-shirts for the staff.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with these t-shirts for the staff. We can get those much cheaper. There's one. This is a Restaurant Depot receipt.
Is nothing to be done? I mean, that's the biggest bang for the buck is payroll. There's nothing to be done like for maintenance people.
Hot dogs.
This year we.
Hershey's.
Going forward, maybe.
Right.
I'm saying.
You got to remember, there was
Strawberry preserves.
the last week of
Preserves.
last year.
Is in here, yeah.
Right.
But
With a couple extra people.
They have the small bags of chips too.
Okay, so it's a food.
But
Yep.
I mean,
Coke.
Okay.
that's
Gatorade.
having
That sort of stuff.
one maintenance and one person on the snacks team.
Yeah.
I thought they did pots and pans.
It's cheaper than going
This
to
year
like
was
Costco or something?
last year was
No, it
20,000.
would be interesting to see
20,000.
the price difference and if
Because we had
can
extra
get
people.
a
I know we had a lot this year. I know
business
hours-wise maybe,
at,
but I
like,
just didn't know. I mean, that seems
BJ's
off a lot. That's
because then you're buying. I don't know how much bulk that is.
You see, 2 life
I've
packs,
never
are they
been
making
there.
more than the director?
No, they're making $10 for something now.
So how do you get 18 then?
Because you've got multiple
Oh,
on the
I
weekends.
thought you said there's 2 of them.
Well, maybe during the week. I mean, on the weekends there's more.
Alright.
And then they did have extras that went down to Clip Pond
Yeah. And John Pond.
and Jump Pond.
I mean, I don't think we're gonna solve anything yet. Maybe we want someone to, assign someone to go through this and get some breakdown. Maybe we could do that.
It might be a good idea to get an idea from him how much of his payroll actually was another,
Not much this year,
yeah. Okay,
but some. I mean, probably a couple thousand,
yeah.
because we didn't have the extra personnel that we did last year. If you were to look at last year's numbers, they're higher.
Yeah, because the only person that came down this way was Justin, right?
Justin worked here 2 days,
Here,
Clip
and
Pond,
then-
John Pond.
Yeah, and then what's John Pond?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a little bit showing up on the, it's on the CPP payroll, but it really wasn't CPP, so it does make a difference. Not so much this year as last.
Right, it's more for our information, because,
Yeah.
I mean, as far as that, so you can sit there and say, okay, you shave a couple grand, $3,000 off of that, is more in line, and I think it's been between 5 and 10 for the past few years, which isn't terrible.
I agree with what you just said, though. I think we need to let them know that we do have a budget here, and we can't be
Yeah.
taking especially with the loss of the haunted house.
Yeah.
That's $12,000 loss right there, and then
Yep.
There's the answer.
Yep.
another $12,000 loss here. So I remember back in the old days, we used to break even with that. But
Yeah, I don't think it ever broke even since I've been here.
But so what's the decision? I mean, we're not breaking even. Do we, some people say we close the thing. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what do we do if we're going to keep losing 12? If we lose $12,000 a year, what else can we do to?
I don't think we can close it to outside people for sure. I know one of the citizens came in here
Yeah.
and wanted to
It's not gonna happen.
shut it down to unless it's going to be funded. $50,000 line item with the town.
Right.
That might be a possibility.
Yep.
We could. I mean, but
CCM.
I don't know.
Well, I think we need to look at the expenses, and I don't know, do we not allow, I mean, I don't know about you, I didn't okay any expenses.
Never once.
Okay, so, do we have to, reel it back in and say, the expenses have to be run through a board member? And, maybe keeping a rough tally as to where you're going, and, I mean, what do we got for a budget for this year? Probably about, I tried to up it, it's probably 1,700, but not $4,000.
Yeah.
I think first of all, I think you're right. Gotta look someplace else for shirts, t-shirts, online. That's a big nut, that's the biggest nut on here, $600.
There's a gentleman that's local that might be able to do it at cost for us. Because that went along.
They were more expensive down the street.
Who was that?
Textile.
Town plus.
They were more expensive.
I can look into it.
That's why Josh actually went someplace else. I think he ordered them online
Because
because
unfortunately, with
just
like
way too expensive.
something like custom threads, you have to buy more to get a bigger discount.
Oh yeah, no, I understand that.
So that's the problem that we're kind of hitting. We're buying too many, and we don't need that many. Right. There it is.
I think what we need to do is sit down with Doug and talk it over, and then, as a board, decide whether if we want to, prepared to be taking a loss, sizable loss every year, and if so, how are we going to fund it?
Because the Clear Pond T-shirts that were ordered, we ordered 66 of them. We don't have 66 employees.
Did they sell?
I don't know. I think that got trickled into with concessions. That was never separated.
No,
Any
but
that we
that's
sold.
probably where it is. That's probably where it is. So maybe for the next meeting, so we can clarify this a little better, if you can split up what you can decipher without spending buku hours, what's food and what's
Okay.
other.
Yeah.
That'll give us a better idea on that, and then we can see what the other is, and if the other is too much. I mean, I think the expense for Clear Pond supplies and activities is like $1,500 to $1,700, and I know I told them that. So that's one place maybe we can say, look, we gotta toe the line here. You can't. It's not just an open, or do we say every expense has to go through a board member? Unless it's under $25. I don't know.
Well, I think at the very least you should be calling up, Jesse, whoever's in charge of it, and running it by him.
Yep. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. So I think let's take the first step and have Nellie get last year's information. And then if she can take these expenses and split them between food and non-food, and then we'll have a better idea of what this really is over here and what the food costs are as compared to the food income and what the other costs are. And I think that's probably the first place we got to look at trimming. Probably save a couple grand there. And things like trash and electric aren't even, they're part of the overall budget. They're not, and that's why I'm saying it would be nice to have a chart of accounts that identifies. It may be a little more accounting for us, but then we can look at it and numbers can be picked out much easier and comparisons can be made much easier. But it's getting him to change is another.
You tell like $600 even a Winberg. I only buy a Winberg for that. But
yeah. It can't just be an open. Well, we see that. It can't be. It can't just be go and spend what you want because it's way higher than what was budgeted. So I think if we can take this and refine it a little bit and identify what's food and what's non-food, then we can kind of compare things a little bit better. And then if you have last year's, we can look at that and that can help us. You did a good job here getting the freights and the electric so we can see what that is. And as far as the payroll, how you broke that out, that's good. That's a good sheet to include. And then your overall is good. We'll just kind of identify what's food and what's non.
Yep.
And I think with a little bit better information, we can attack this a little bit better. And then make a decision how we want to do going forward. I think it's kind of vague right now. It's good. It's a good start.
Oh yeah.
It's not something we've done in the past, so this is a very good start.
Yeah,
and I think we can refine it and make it better, and then we can move forward with that.
Will do.
Yeah, based on the next subject, we're gonna save money on paper towels next year too.
Next line item.
Yes.
Well, that's not actually in the expenses because that's RTC, and when they do an order, it's such a just a bulk order.
Yeah, she does one.
They don't
So we're not even gonna
separate.
save on that.
Yeah.
Spend more on electric.
Yeah.
Huh?
Find out where the supplies are going for your
Well, all those general supplies, the toilet paper and the paper towels, are all going through the general. We got one account.
Yeah.
We got one account.
So instead of ordering like 10 refills, they'll order 20 refills maybe, and then they're like, oh, okay, this many goes here and this many's designated for you. Come pick them up whenever you need them.
If you go in this room, she's got them written
It's right
on
there.
TWC, Clear Pond.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, that way when the kids come, they take the right one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not the one she's getting earmarked.
There's a mental note as to how many are for them and how many are for here and stuff like that, but there's no written note.
We had approved to do that over at Clear Pond, but I just wanted to bring it back up again because the electrician talked to me and he had time to do it next week. It's approximately going to be $1,100 to $1,400 or somewhere in there, $1,000. I'm not sure exactly what to install the electric hand dryers at Clear Pond.
Wait, that's today on here.
Huh?
This says it's today.
What's today?
This week.
9/23. The hand dryers.
Where's that?
Oh, it says to install 9/23 through 9/27. On the other side. Turn it over.
Oh, you gotta.
Double-sided page.
I didn't realize
Saving
either.
paper.
I was reading this side. Like,
I'm looking at this side. I'm going. Man, where's he? He's reading my mind over here. Okay.
No,
good.
double-sided.
All right, good.
Paper saving.
Yeah. It's probably going to happen next week, but it may get done as early as this Friday, pending everyone's okay. We kind of pushed it off from last fiscal year because we were kind of spending a good chunk good chunk. To me, that's a capital improvement. I mean, that's not just a repair. I mean, they weren't electric ones there before.
Right.
So, and we do have room in the budget for that. But we're just trying to get away from all this paper, all these paper towels. And the problem we had here was, they got flushed down the toilet and blocked the thing and cost us a rental fee. We had to reimburse somebody a rental fee. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to get away from that. So unfortunately, it's some money being spent, but I think it'll help the septic system over there. Because I'm sure stuff's getting flushed down the toilet, and if there's nothing but toilet paper to flush down the toilet, other than undies and socks.
I dug some undies out of there.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's what I'm saying. If we can get rid of the paper towels, it's one less thing getting flushed down there. So, did you used to have it done once a year?
No.
No.
The pump?
Yeah.
No, because there is a leaching field there.
Right.
I'm gonna say every third year, maybe.
Okay, I'm trying to think when it was done last. I know it's been a couple years.
What company is that?
Bay State, I
Bay
think.
State.
I used to use Bay State.
Yeah, I'm sure we would use Bay State.
They're there.
It's just something we want to kind of put on a maintenance project that it should be done every so many years.
Yep.
So that we don't
Sure.
miss it and all of a sudden we have a problem.
Oh, yeah.
The last base date I have was for the lodge, and that was in 2018.
I think it was the last time, Mike, was you.
So that might not. I just might not have
Let's
a.
do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I might
Working
not
well.
have an electronic copy.
Because I know I took it over from you and I didn't do it. And
That had to be 6 years ago? 7 years ago? Maybe
6 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, better throw
Well,
that
you know
in.
what? It was my first year. You were Clear Pond my first year, so that would
Yeah.
be 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
All right.
Right.
Might want to take a look at
Yeah,
that.
still.
So and this is why I'm bringing this up, because these are, we want to get it done every 3 to 4 years at the most. If I could get a motion to accept the installation of the hand dryers.
Make a motion that who's the electrician?
Who? Is it the town electrician? No.
No, Common.
Okay, I'm making a motion that the electrician go ahead and install the hand dryers at, what did you say, between $1,100 and $1,200?
I can't remember the exact quote. I think it was between 11 and 14, but I think it's on the low side.
11 and 14, okay.
All right, second that.
All those in favor?
All right.
Okay, good. I will call him tomorrow.
Have they done business with us before?
Carmen, yeah. He did
Oh, okay.
lights
then I
out
must-
there. He
Shed
did
out here.
stuff in this room here. Put the lights in the shed.
Oh, okay, then I must have
Yes.
him in here. Sorry.
Yep. All right. SEM Loon Pond Lodge updates. We had the cornhole tournament.
Yes, so the cornhole tournament occurred on September 7th.
Yep.
Per Jesse DaCosta, who ran it last year, ran it again this year. They did very well. They had almost 30 teams, even though the day was kind of being threatened by the hurricane that was going by.
Right,
It
and then
ended
the
up
sun came
being,
out.
yeah, it ended up being fine. They
Yeah.
had a great day.
Yeah. There's a bunch of
Food,
them.
everything. So he is asking for a donation back from the fee, which happened last year
Which we
as
did
well.
last year. We couldn't tell them we cut the fee because a couple of years ago we stopped cutting the fees. There's only a couple of groups that get a discounted fee, but we because everybody and their brother was coming in asking for it. Mm-hmm. So what we said was, depending on what the park department feels, we would let you know what we would donate back, and that's kind of the route we were taking, especially with SEM renting the hall. We're now like a third party, so we kind of, so what was the rental fee?
It was $375 then. It was $375 this time around again.
Yep.
Last year we did donate back $250, so then all he had to pay out of pocket was $175.
Okay.
No, wait, that doesn't make sense. $125.
$125.
Thank you.
So what group is that?
This was, it's a charity. He's raising money, Breath for B.
Breath for B. It's for Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
Right. She died of it.
Yeah, it was his fiance who passed away prior to them getting married. So he's now done this. This is the third year he's done it.
Yep.
And all the funds go towards families who are living with it, getting treated for it, and for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation in itself.
Did they have food too?
They did get food.
Right. So there was a bar was out here, so we got some bar fee.
Okay.
Because I was here, I stopped in and was talking to him. There was kind of parking cars all over the grass, and I said, "Kind of move the cars because one person sees a car and then everyone thinks they can park on the grass." And while I was there, some ladies driving out by the outfield. I'm going, I'm twitching. You know, I'm like, well, I'm dropping something off. I said,
There they are.
you can get the boys to hustle it over to you. You don't need to be driving on the grass.
You know, they had Ricardi's and they had the bar. The bar was only like $88,
Right.
but Ricardi's brought in like $200.
Right. So we did get $288, call it $300 in fee, and it was an outdoor rental.
Yes.
So it wasn't like it was the hall, you know, they used the little bathroom out there or the bathroom over here. They weren't inside.
Nope, no cleaning fee, nothing.
Right, so there's no cleaning fee. So, you know, I think we could, like we have in the past, that number's not stuck in stone. But if the board so feels, we could donate something back to their cause and still get something out of the day. You know, we've already got 290 plus whatever we would donate back. Because, you know, for a little cornhole tournament, $375 was a lot of money to use the space, you know.
And they brought their own cornhole
They brought it.
equipment, and it has their little Breath for B
Yeah.
logo
Oh, yeah,
on
no,
it.
I mean,
It was really nice.
He had like 15 of them set up.
Yeah.
And had I known that it was the day, I would have tried to get someone to play. I would have played.
So they called me, huh?
I came driving through it at 5 minutes of 12, and they were starting at 12.
I completely forgot because there were other things going on
No, I know,
that
it was
day.
busy.
It kind of got
It was busy. That
Yeah.
was that day, and then the Wiccan was the next day. And there was
Big
something
event.
else, and there was something in the lodge. I mean, it was busy down
We were
here.
busy.
When people have charity events here, they should advertise a little bit. You know, never really find out about it except if you don't look at the calendar here.
Yeah, no, and you know, a lot of times the date goes by and I don't notice unless someone reaches out and it's like, hey, would you mind? I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I'll put it on Facebook
Right,
and I'll put it here, and
right.
like, no problem.
I mean, I think they do it through Facebook, and I think it's a lot of their friends, you know. But there are other people that are showing up, which is great. I mean, it's a chance to.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
Get some
I didn't
money.
know about it, but
Yeah, no, I mean, I had completely forgotten all about it because I think it was the day before I was going on vacation. So but I still would have grabbed somebody had I not come through at 5 minutes.
Motion that we donate same as last year, $250 back to them.
Second.
Any further discussion?
yeah, that's good.
All those in favor?
All right.
So moved. Okay, great. Okay, Triple E threat.
Oh, yeah.
Critical-
I guess stuff.
Oh.
That's the end.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Go right ahead.
I just noticed we just signed the $3,200 for them.
Yes.
Did we get a check from them this month? Or?
Yes, would you like to see it?
Oh, you
I
don't
just-
show it to me.
I just got it.
I know
on,
it's been a very busy month. That's
It's
why
more
I'm
the
asking.
detail of what's been deposited.
Yeah, I just got it Friday, so I did not get a chance to go through it yet and deposit it, but it's a pretty good check. So.
Right.
So I guess my question is, Nellie, it would be nice to see
That's only for the first half of September.
the recap.
Yes.
See a copy of the recap sheets, you know, as to how it's
Oh,
broken
is
out.
that? Do you want that?
You know,
Per
you know,
event?
Well, I mean, I don't think we need to see it per event. Well, this is for the first. This is, I mean, it's venue fee, cleaning fee,
Yeah. That's their
our
breakdown
sales, which is our
for that
percentage.
half of the month.
Right. So that's the right. It would be nice to see this.
That one. Okay.
Yeah. You know, when it comes in, obviously.
Yep.
Is that per event?
I don't think we need to see each
Yes.
event. You know, I mean, as a
Just
group,
monthly.
just because they do it twice a month.
Is
They
it
do it the
easy
first and the
enough?
15th.
Do you want me to just scan it in and email it out to everybody when I get it, or just save it for the next meeting?
I mean, you can. I don't know, unless someone wants it you know, if you
I'd
want
like
to see a paper.
I just want to get an idea.
I just want to be able to see what's coming in, that's all, you know.
Right.
I know some months are tight, and other months are better, but it's just good to see, you know, like, 14,000 in venue rentals. Nice. You know, and then we get the 20% of the. So, yeah. I thought that the caterers were submitting a stub to them.
They are.
They're not putting the catering sales on here. They're just putting the net number.
Yes, they put the net number, and then I have it per event.
Oh, okay.
So if you look at the event totals, it'll show you the total that we received for the event.
Right.
Cranberry BNI won't count.
Right, but it doesn't show.
No, it doesn't show
the total of what they're getting, and you know.
Correct.
I mean, like we
That's
see
what
bar
I'm
sales,
saying.
we see a number at the bar sales, and we see our cut. Oh, that happens to be the cornhole tournament.
There
You
you
know?
go. Yeah, no, we don't get that. So I'm not sure what information they're getting on their side
Yeah,
to then put it into the sheets that we're getting.
but because I don't think the contract requests that. I think that's one thing we need to make sure is happening correctly. You know, because while I was under the impression that things were going up, our numbers are staying the same. Our income is staying the same. It hasn't gone up in the last 2 years. So I'm a little concerned about that. I know the first year they weren't in control of that because they're working on events that were booked prior.
Yeah.
You know, they brought in a few things, but now we should be, especially this year coming, we should be heavily into what they've brought in.
I think this check is the start of it because this one is much higher than it has been.
Well,
So
yes,
this check is kind of the start of this is their pricing.
but this is
them bringing stuff in.
this is also this time of fall and spring are the two big times of the year. I mean, January and February, we'll be lucky to see anything on there. I mean, what was it? March was like nothing.
BNI and stuff, yeah.
I mean, you get $125 from BNI.
Perfect.
You know.
There you go. So.
But yeah, so I mean, however you guys want, if you just wanted to send an email when it comes in, we can do that.
That's
or
that.
have it, proposed at the meeting.
In comparison to last year, same date range, September, first half of September. That is a good. It's about 13,000 more
Good, because
than the same time last year.
we need it.
1,000 a
Yeah.
week.
Probably.
Yeah, I think if you just send it to us,
Yeah.
that way it gives us a chance to look at it before the
Okay.
meeting.
Digest it before we get
Yep.
here.
And if you got
Right,
questions, you can just print it out, bring it in, and we can
Yeah.
discuss it.
Yeah, I'd see how we're doing,
Yeah, no,
last year.
we should.
Total and then
We should.
last
We
year,
should see how we're doing.
Yep.
And it's something I think we need to keep track of.
Yep.
And going forward, especially we have to be more conscious on our spending, expense-wise, but also on our income side, because we just lost a big nut. We lost our biggest thing. I wonder if that had the triathlon in it.
It didn't.
Oh, so we still got that to come.
We're still waiting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Couple of things I
Yeah,
had.
go ahead.
On that same note, I have the September schedule, but I don't have the October. When I go on
Yep.
the Yahoo Maps,
Yep.
for some reason it doesn't come out.
We can do
Yeah.
that.
Can you send that to me?
Yeah.
I can send you the codes
Or can
too.
you print it out and scan it and send it to me or something?
Yeah, it doesn't print out the best this way, but I can basically transfer this to a Word document and send it to you
I don't
that
know
way.
why. Well, you print them out to come to the meetings.
I do that in Word.
Okay, that's fine.
I kind of update that myself because
Yeah,
Yahoo isn't user friendly.
No
No,
kidding.
it's not.
Right.
It's not.
Which I was
Especially
kind
if
of
they don't have a
amazed when I
Yahoo
came
account.
in and we were using this as our calendar, but this is what.
That was for Mary Beth. We don't have to. We can go to something else.
I can talk to SEM and see if they would like to upgrade to something other Google Calendar, something
me.
like that.
I mean, because there's a matching one of that I started for the fields
Yeah.
when I was doing the scheduling.
Yeah.
And that's what comes up on my computer. I have a heck of a time getting out of that and getting back into that calendar. It's like crazy.
On any given day.
But I know Justin's got his own thing going, and that's fine. I had just picked that up from the prior board member who was doing it on Yahoo, but they wouldn't give me the password, so I had to create my own.
Oh, but see, the nice things going on here is, like, we got Ocean Spray coming back this month in October. So they're really using...
That's like the third time in a row.
Yep. They keep coming back to us, which is awesome.
Like a $600 middle of the week.
Yeah, and the
Nice.
last time they had lunch.
That's new that they've been using this?
3 months in a row it is. I think they came, sporadically a couple of times last year. But this is 3 months in a row. This is great.
Yep, they're staying, they're having lunch here, having their meeting here.
Yeah, I'm going to a
It's been really
seminar,
nice.
tech seminar. I'm going to bring information because, the guy, he does seminars, he does them all over the place. He doesn't do a lot down on the South Shore. He does like one in Hyannis and one in Seekonk, and the rest of them are up towards, 24 and Boston way. But he's always looking to branch out. And we're like, well, I've got a nice little haul for you. But the thing is I don't know what, like the hotels charge. I mean, because you come in and there's always coffee and Danish or something. We'd have to have somebody almost there from one of these things to do it. But it's you build the whole thing. I mean, you only have one person there, and they're doing coffee and Danish, and then they updated it at the break, and then I mean, some of them serve lunch, and others don't. You're on your own. But it's your choice. But anyhow, sorry.
Okay.
Does SEM do Danishes? Because they're all certified. Like, Nikki's certified and everything.
Yeah, I mean, they could.
So, could she set that up for, like, a morning meeting?
If it's coffee and Danish, if it's not elaborate, yeah. Coffee, Danish, and some fruit. I mean.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, also Loon Pond Lodge, last meeting, we were talking about the CO2 alarm was going off. Since then, we've had, Nate, got the town, alarm maintenance company, Watch 24, went down, fixed the problem, and is now on a contract to maintain the alarm here. Yeah, in the building. And also that plug that burnt out has been repaired, and the convection oven can be used again. I also went over last week, and I got Bobby and Linda to start cleaning up the back of the building. I don't know if you guys noticed, the back of the building is getting all algae and the green. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was getting a little rough looking. And we have these weddings right out back there,
Yeah.
So they got some of the crud cutter, and they cleaned up the back of it.
Good.
And they're gonna finish it up this week. I also told Linda to get some flowers and stuff for the back, because obviously the summer flowers are all going away now. So I told her to go ahead and whatever she needed, don't spend too much. She went up to Williams and got about $129 worth of mums and asters and stuff like that. So it'll look nice for the fall weddings.
I think she brought them here today because I saw.
Yeah, she put them in the
Yeah.
So I have the bill for that, and of course I didn't bring it. So I'll bring it for the next meeting. All right, that's all I had for SEM in the Loon Pond Lodge.
All right. Nellie added something in here for me at the last department head meeting. They had expressed, well, they're trying to, how do I want to say this, coordinate the use of the town buildings for town meetings because there's no room at town hall. There's no conference room. We have the conference table and chairs. That they've been using the library, the senior center, and now they're using the police station also. I don't know if anybody got a chance to go in there when they had the open house. They have a nice big meeting room right on the end. Nice big tables and all done up right with the video stuff and the screens and all that stuff. So they're having like the selectmen's meetings there and things like that. Maureen asked me if there was any potential time slots available here that could be used. And I said, 2 years ago, I tried to volunteer some time, brought it back to the board, and the board offered this room. Obviously, we couldn't have meetings here because it's not handicap accessible. We did have one board that was interested in coming in and using the lodge, but that they wanted to leave their stuff set up all week long between meetings. And we said, that can't happen. We rent this building out. So that, it died right there because the prior board, in a sense, said no.
What groups are we talking about?
Huh?
What groups
Well,
are we talking about?
I mean, you know, I'm just saying the cemetery commission or the
Oh, okay.
or the
To have town commission meetings in
Yeah.
these different places, okay.
right, because they have no room at town hall. With the reconfiguration, there's no room at town hall for meetings at all.
Okay.
So they're having them now currently at senior center, the library, and now with the police station being completed, they're using that as well. And she didn't know, and I tried to explain to her why the board voted no. And I said that there used to be, there was a rub between some of the park members and some of the board of selectmen. Hopefully we can get by that. I think we can with the board we have. So that answer was no, they're not using. And you know, and then the question was, well, why? Well, they're not giving us any money. I said, okay, all right, I'm not going to go any further with this. But anyhow,
You're saying they can't use this because of the not handicap accessible.
we offered this, and right, they said they couldn't.
So the question would only be Women Pond Lodge.
Right, and obviously, you know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is out.
Right.
You know,
Well, we normally meet there on Mondays, and we're out of that. Because
right.
we have
We're,
a
this
wedding
week,
there.
this week we got a lot going on. We got weddings.
Yeah, so
There's only
I-
like 3 down days in 2 weeks, which is great.
My point being, would they understand that if they have a regularly scheduled meeting, if we rent it out for a wedding or something, they have to go someplace else? Or they're going to say, oh no, we're meeting there that night.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we can put. Why we can't? I mean, we could put stipulations on anything. You know, I mean, and she even said, she goes, I understand your job is to rent the building, and I understand that. She goes, we wouldn't even try to impose or ask for a weekend. I mean, that's just.
Now, I think this came up because I was working with her trying to get space for the open space committee just a few weeks ago. And so she's been looking around trying to find more available places.
Right, because what they want to do is they want to put it on Outlook so they have a calendar.
Right.
So that you could open it up and look to see what's available. Not that you could book the time.
Right.
And I said, well, you know, hey, I'll bring it to the board, see how the board feels. You know, if we wanted to, and I'm just saying this is not any, I didn't say this to anybody there. I just said to myself, I said, you know, if we wanted to say, okay, Wednesday night, the hall's open. You know, or we delegate the CW room and say, you know, and they'd have to go through Nellie, you know, to coordinate with the use of the room. I mean, you could have 2 groups could be meeting in the CW room. 3 groups could be meeting in the big room. I mean, it's big enough that, you know, you could have more than one group meeting, you know. So, I don't know, I'm just bringing it up. Mike made a good point.
Well, I'll tell you, like, from the very beginning when we built that, and some people on this board wanted to contract it out to one, not SCM, but one person to like take over the whole thing. I was always advocating that we need to keep control of that because that's a town building, and if we have a meetings or Boy Scouts or Cub Scouts or, you know, baseball wants to have a meeting there or you know, it's got to be available. We have to be able to call that shot. So I think that was one of the reasons why we kept control over it. So I'm not against it at all. I would be,
It'd be something that they would have to request well in advance. So
Oh,
we
absolutely.
discuss it in the meeting. They can't like ask 3 days prior for the room.
Well, I mean, they can.
Well,
If Dylan's gonna be doing it, they can ask for today. Hey, can I have it Wednesday night? It's empty. Go ahead. I mean, really,
Right,
we
but
can do that.
I think we gotta be kind of, they can't have a meeting, Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Wednesday,
No.
we say, this night's available.
Yeah.
If a group wants to meet on this night, we could potentially have 5 meetings in that hall, which would be great for the town.
Yeah, I think it'd be more difficult to say, oh, we're gonna book our meeting 6 months out, and then have like Ocean Spray come over and be like, hey, we need it for this date. And we're like, oh,
Yeah, that's
No.
what
Like,
I was
we don't wanna say no
So
to
maybe
the
we say the
business.
first of the month, if you want a meeting, you contact you on the first of the month.
Yeah, see what's
And if
available.
it's not rented out, obviously, we already know Ocean Spray's coming in, so we've got some time
Right.
beforehand that we know they're gonna come in. So if they contact you on the first of the month, this is just throwing this out there, throwing it against the wall. That if somebody wants to use the hall during the month of October, the first of October, they contact Nellie and say, hey, we wanna use it on this Wednesday night, is it available? And she looks and she says, yeah.
So there are a couple other things that are I'm not against, I'm with you
Yeah,
on this.
no, I'm just-
But somebody's gonna have to open and close it for them.
Well, that's and that's where I was gonna go forward with it. There's a couple of issues.
Yeah,
Number one, obviously, we're not giving keys. We would use the vendor code.
yeah.
Now, if we start using the alarm code, now we've got another issue. Does one of us has to come down and open and close? I mean, it's not as easy as saying, sure, go ahead, use the hall. The next thing I got to thinking about was cleanup.
Right.
You
We're gonna hear from SDM about that.
And we were nice enough to let the MEMA come in, but it had to be vacuumed after.
yes.
Coffee and donuts and it wasn't a mess, but there was
It had to be
there was
cleaned up.
something coming in. It had to be vacuumed. So how do we handle that? And if things need to be cleaned. These are the things that I've just been, sitting in the back of my mind since I was at this meeting as to how do we handle these things if we allow this to happen.
So think of like the library right now. What does the library do? They clean it too, right?
I'm sure they have the janitor. They have a town janitor. So,
Yeah, I'm
so
sure.
maybe we tell them that they have to send the town janitor down the next morning and vacuum it. I don't think that's asking too much.
Yeah.
I think our biggest problem is that it has to be very specifically
Oh,
scheduled.
absolutely.
Like, it is not an open venue sort of deal. It's got to be specifically, okay, you want to use it this night? That's fine. However, this room set up for the next day's event, you may not touch that room. You need to send the janitor in at like 9 in the morning because our people are coming in at 10. You got to clean,
No, I
very specific
have
guidelines.
to be very specific. No,
Yeah.
I agree. And if we're gonna make this work so that everybody's happy,
Right.
we need to be very specific.
Yeah.
Because, the other places they all have a town janitor,
Right.
because they're all on town budget.
Yeah. They're a little bit more open. They don't necessarily have like a paying customer the next
They
day.
don't clean the
or
place the
something
next
like
day, the janitor.
This is something that we can say to Maureen that it would be open under the condition the janitor has to follow the next morning.
that. Something like that. Like, I don't know.
The other thing is, when the guy calls in sick the next day, he doesn't get the message, and he doesn't do it. Now you get egg on your face, and you get an event coming.
Right. Then it comes on
So we have
us.
to pay for it.
Right.
So.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't want to sit there and say, hey, you got to pay $150 each time you have a meeting. I mean, that's kind of.
Yeah, a meeting can go in and leave and you would never know.
Right.
Like, some of them you would just never know. Can some be an awful mess? Probably.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, that open space,
if they
they
get
make a mess.
Oh, those open space people, right?
Well, but if they got
Come in with
the
that
general public
muddy
coming in,
boots.
say it's raining and muddy outside, and there's the general public coming in, I mean, a mess could be made. I don't know. I think we gotta maybe just put it in the back of your mind, think about things, and next meeting we come back and talk about it again. I just wanted to bring it up, see what your thoughts were.
And maybe just we don't get just one of the rooms we talk about. Well,
Maybe that's what we do, we just say.
So we don't have 5 meetings or.
No.
Yeah. So I can't see a commission needing the diamond room. Like,
No, I think the CW room would be more than adequate, and you could have 2 meetings in there.
right, yeah.
You know, and I mean, I think if we delegate a night like a Wednesday night or a Thursday night, which are off nights, I mean, how many functions? I know we do this week. We got 2, but how often? But then we say that they can't come in that week.
Right. I think SEM obviously should put in their 2 cents.
Oh, absolutely.
What's on average the best evening that this could occur, and at any given time, if we book something, if SEM's like, nope, I got somebody paying, looking to come in.
Yeah.
Can we have the bar open during the meeting?
I vote yes because it's money in our pocket. But those are a couple of things we just got to think about and see how we can work out. The locks, getting into the building, cleaning, what night, if we allow anything, and how it works. So I mean, think about it, come up with questions, and maybe it's something we can do. Maybe it's not going to work.
You get to like January, February, March, it's wide open.
Right, yeah.
We see how, like, this week we had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Right, and then aren't there a couple things next week too, during the week? I thought there was something during the week.
Ocean spray.
Yeah, it's crazy, these 2 weeks. But yeah, so just think about it, and then we can talk about it, and we can get more of a consensus from everybody, whether they think it's something we can do or something we can't do. It's too bad because this would be a nice room for them to use.
The only night off this week is Thursday. That's it.
Yeah.
Right.
We got something going on every single day.
Which is fantastic.
What would it be to put a ramp out there for this room here, this building?
Well, I mean, that would be the solution. Probably come this way or that way.
We're jamming, and then this one's
even for ourselves to have our meetings in if you want to.
The wedding?
At least there's no heat here, right?
Edwards is coming.
There is, it's electric heat right now.
Edwards, yeah.
Yeah, so it's, there's, I don't think there's any insulation in the outside walls.
We're here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna discuss
Kelly's
that.
office?
Yeah.
I'm gonna discuss that at my section.
Okay, so let's move forward here. We're spinning our wheels.
Yeah, sorry.
More than I want to, and then I just want to kind of throw it out and see what your thoughts were, and we'll come back and revisit it.
Okay.
Anything else, Mike, on Pond Lodge? Okay. Ted Williams Camp updates. Obviously, we all know Triple E is critical. Someone in East Freetown just passed away this week. Are we changing the time as of, or we already did?
It's
To
6:15
6:15
is posted right now.
Okay, so we got to update the signs. I'll print up some more signs and staple them across the wall here and everywhere.
I'll update Facebook as well.
But you've emailed all the. Next thing is you got to email all the groups.
I'm gonna do that right now. Actually, I'm using the other week.
Okay.
So maybe you guys talked about last meeting, what's the implications if some coaches are staying out there? We know what's happening or was happening. They were out there tonight still past 6:15 when you got here, a soccer team playing. So what do we do?
Well,
it's up to
the park thing closed till 6:30.
What's 6:15 tonight?
I changed it this afternoon.
I didn't know I would have been out there at 6:30 if I was coaching because it.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what I mean? It wasn't publicized yet.
Okay, but we all know, we've seen it, these guys staying for...
Oh, I agree.
The liability, I think, is huge for the town. Parents, kids, blah, blah, blah. How do we get these people out of here?
Very simple.
And do we hurt them
next
police. Time they want to come, if they want to get time next year? Do we hurt them?
Well,
maybe you can't get time. How do we save ourselves for these guys staying up? We know who they are. You can rattle off the coaches you know right now probably staying out there. How do we stop that? That they come to the board next year, that they don't get the field maybe. I don't know. I don't know what we do. But they're going to just... And I hate to call the police and they're going to get arrested.
They're coming through every night.
But they're not kicking people out. They're driving through.
Yeah.
Okay? And Matt Perkins assured me that if there's somebody here, call the station.
Is it 4442 or something?
So what are they going to do?
They're going to come down and tell them to leave.
I'm just saying. I mean, what do we do? I mean, these guys could once again in January, February, they're going to come to the board and ask for time and schedules on. What do we do? Do we change our contract, put something to make it enforceable somehow? I don't know what it is, but we know they're blatantly staying. But there's a health risk. It overrides everything. Obviously, it's not So how do we kick them in the pants next year? You can't do that. I don't know what the answer is yet.
Let's adhere to posted park hours and have them sign off on it. Say,
Nellie, you can add it. Did you send the email already?
No,
You can add in the email that not adhering to these times will jeopardize your time requests for next year. Not may, will. So please inform all your coaches to be off the fields before the specified time.
I don't know how much more we could do.
Yeah, I don't either. I just
No, I know.
I just need to hear someone good
Things are
Triple E.
I know, Joe. I know.
Social media,
Yeah.
everywhere. Get the police coming
And I mean, we're closing, a half an hour before sunset.
Yeah.
Is what our time is. So, I mean, we're doing, and the reason we did that is because hopefully they would be off the field and in the car by sunset, which is already dusk. But, some people are slow to see the writing on the wall. And you can bold-faced it, underlined it, italicize the word will, anything you want. Okay, we have a sign request from Lakeville Arts and Music.
Their festival is October 5th, and they had asked if they could have it mentioned on that sign.
Is it here?
It's at
Definitely not then.
Old Town Hall and our park across from that.
It's going to be the weekend anyway. Always
Dirt
does.
Grandiering.
Did they ask us if they could use Dick Durham?
What?
Did they ask us if they could use that park?
Come on.
Come on.
Well, I'm just asking.
What do they want to look like the week before?
Couple days. I mean,
They've never asked us.
If Triple E is still up there, though, that would take priority.
Put it on one side, can't we?
Yeah, but on one side. This one's on both sides.
We got a basketball thing up right now.
We can take down.
It's already happened.
Yeah.
So we can put Lakeville Arts and Music and put the date.
Right.
Lakeville Arts and Music Festival.
Yep.
And put the date. Right, it's a Saturday.
I noticed yesterday when I drove by that can we trim the trees? You can't really see the sign until you're right on it.
We have to ask Franklin.
Yep.
I did notice that, and especially because I was doing the same thing. I was trying to come out of the new fields.
Yeah,
Right.
I've been thinking the same thing.
Inching out. I can't see if there's anybody coming.
The same thing.
So yeah,
If we need to.
they have that
request-
machine, with the arm that they could certainly. I'll give him a call tomorrow and see if we can get him
See if we can do
clean
both.
up the entrances.
Both, all three entrances.
Yeah. Yeah, even the actually going out on this side is pretty bad too. Coming in is bad, but going out.
Right, you gotta keep
overgrown.
edging out.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I know they got the machine that goes up like this and
Yeah.
whack the
They
trees
used that
back.
too. They were out there today with it.
Oh, were they? Well, I was gonna
Sure.
say, I was gonna wait till I saw it and then ask if we could have them come by the
No, he was
camp.
up on Howland Road up by Sherwood Lane today. All right.
Okay, maintenance staff update. I'm not sure if everybody knows, but Joe Resendes broke his hip and had surgery and is most likely done for the season. We have a couple of projects going out there. They were in the middle of working on field 4. So right now it's Mike by himself.
So 4's done. They're on field 3 now.
Oh, okay.
Yep. He's actually out there with Linda. Linda's his helper now.
Linda's his helper. So,
I don't think he's going to start any more other fields after that, though.
right. Both Mike and I had thought, gee, Justin Pike was been working down here. Maybe we could reach out to him. And he had also contacted the town to see if there was anything. I'll let Mike, because he talked to him on the phone too.
Yeah, I got a hold of him. He's working part-time for the Taunton School Department, and it's like a full-time, not a full-time gig, it's a school year gig. And I told him what we had available, and he said he'd love to do it, but he can't really jeopardize that part-time, permanent part-time thing. So basically he turned down the offer. I mean, if we had if it was a permanent thing, he'd take it in a minute, but I don't think we can offer.
What we were
especially
doing with
without
Joe
much
was 30
equipment.
hours a week through the rest of the season, so it's part-time.
Yeah, until November 1st, it'd be 6 weeks. It would have been 6 weeks.
30
What do you
hours
think?
for 6 weeks.
So I think at this point, it's an emergency fill. If anybody knows anybody that's, looking for some work.
I didn't get a hold of Doug. Did you want me to try?
You could try him, yeah. I mean, I know he teaches substitutes too.
Yeah, but I don't know if
And
it
coaches.
might be a day-to-day thing,
Right, and I know he coaches football, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely reach out to him, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already in the system, so. But
Danny.
Huh?
What about Danny? Would you be interested?
He's currently working for the golf course.
Yeah.
3 days a week.
No. You might want to do it for 6 weeks.
I can ask him. I'll see him Wednesday night. So if you know of anybody, but yeah, reach out to Dougie.
I mean, offering, we don't have any permanent thing that
No.
we could offer, right? And the budget just doesn't call for it this year at all.
No, it doesn't.
So if you find someone that's not in the system, it's going to take them a few days. They got to get a physical.
Yeah, but
Well, they may not, because we had a girl work here last year and it was an emergency thing. The person who was working left, so they brought in somebody else and they expedited it real quick. They just did a Corey check and that, due diligence, and it was for a short period of time anyhow. So I mean, the blood work or any of that wouldn't have come back by the time they were done. So, but
Yeah.
if it was somebody that was already in the system, it would be good.
It'd be easier.
Right.
So
Talked to
yeah,
Mike also, and he's okay. He's not. It was just those projects we wanted to get done, but he's halfway through with the. He's probably all the way through up to today, with the aeration of the soccer fields. I did have some stuff I was asking to do down over at field, the Route 18 fields, because those are starting to get overgrown again.
Yep.
And if he had the extra help, that really would have come in handy there. But he says, he'll be able to get what has to be done. It's too bad too, because part of our plan with bringing Joe on was that he would learn how to shut down everything, for the winter. And now that's been blown up, so.
yeah. Yep. So if you know of anybody, otherwise we're gonna try to get somebody in there. I think all the maintenance kids are all back at school. Justin was the only one that was other than, and maybe Dougie. Maybe Dougie will want to do it for a couple of weeks. I don't know.
Okay.
We can check that out. Next item, some purchase requests. With the exception of tonight, 9 of the last 10 times I've driven through here, the lights in the little toilets are on. One or both of them. Most of the times, both of them. I was on the Home Depot website, and we can get some, motion instead of the switches, a motion light. And I think they were $25 each. They'll probably pay for themselves in a year the way we go. And I think it's
That's the right thing to do.
So they're on, and then if you get the door shut and the light goes out, and you move your hand and it goes back on, right? So, but then when they leave, it'll shut off. I think it'll save us a lot of headaches. So with your blessing, and I watched the YouTube thing, and it's pretty simple. You shut the power to it, you disconnect, and you connect. I'm not an electrician, and I'm not going to call an electrician to do that.
I'll come help you out.
So that was one item. The next one was They had talked about last meeting, some type of a garment rack in here.
Just have to hang something up here.
Just happens to be that Ocean State has a rolling garment rack on sale for like $32 until Wednesday. And I emailed Nikki and I said, it's yay wide and yay high. Is that big enough? She went, that would be perfect. So again, with your blessing, it's like $33.
Yep.
And the third item was we have extra keys. We have spare keys. Some have been in that closet. Some have been in this drawer. We were in the process of trying to identify a lot of these keys. We got a bag full of keys and we don't know where they go. But we're also in the process of eliminating a lot of these locks by going to the one green lock and going to a keypad. The only thing that still has locks is this room here because different people use it. We rented this room twice.
Really?
We rented this and that room twice.
This
$500.
Yeah.
What are you doing
We
in
locked the office.
Before a wedding, so we locked the
With
office
this.
and we locked this door here. So they have this room and that room, and they come in here and get dressed and
They have little snacks.
prior to the wedding, they don't have to right here. Yeah, whatever.
Prior to the wedding.
And who cleans it? Does it?
Yeah.
No, I
It
don't
hasn't
think.
been cleaned.
Linda's been cleaning it.
Yeah.
No,
Linda's been cleaning it.
I think
So-
Nancy was saying that
So
they really
the
left it in
$500
good
is
condition
probably
as
paid for all the
is.
paint that they did last winter. You know, so I mean,
Yeah,
you
they're
know,
running
we get
the
it done.
couch and chairs and
Yeah, they said
the
that
sit
they
down stuff in
had
there.
Well, these
the
came from
makeup
town hall.
artist came and
The chairs and the couch came from town hall.
the hairdresser came in here
And did the girls up
stripping
here.
That's a good
everybody.
idea.
You know, I mean, it gets rented a couple of times a year. It pays for the electricity.
Yeah.
Right? And, you know, I mean, they spent the money and the time to freshen this up. I'm glad we got a couple of rentals out of it.
Do we have keys for this?
We do. Would you like a set of keys?
No.
No, absolutely. I mean, any key you want as a board member, you can. You know, I think it was Jesse asking us. I don't want any keys.
I just want to use this, so it might not be that bad.
No. I'll get you a set of keys before we
Sense of
leave. Before we leave.
responsibility that comes
So
with keys.
on that note, talking about keys, we've got a drawer full, and we had some in the other room, and last weekend they were all over the place. So I went out and made some more copies, and that's one of the bills. I don't know if it's coming through.
It hasn't come through.
It hasn't come
That's
through.
Winberg's, right? You did
That was
Winberg's.
Winberg's.
Yeah.
So I got some spare keys for the porta potty down there at John Pond, and we'll keep them here. So what I was proposing was to get a lockbox. Just a simple combination. I looked at one, it's like, oh, electronic combination. I'm like, yeah, great. One when the power goes out, you can't unlock it? Or the battery dies?
Old school.
I'm like, I'm just gonna go old school. I didn't want another key because now I got a key to get into the key box. So one was just a simple combination, held 60 keys, 60 little things, and it was only like $30. So, you know, again, with your permission, I'm talking about spending $100 here for things that, and we can take it and mount it on the wall in here, because this is our office. We can mount it on the wall and
Make a motion, we okay the purchase of all three of these items? As long as Scott's willing to do
yeah,
it.
I'll go do it.
A second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, great.
We'll start using this more like our office then.
Sweet.
Absolutely. Next thing, it says toddler swing broken. Does anybody know anything about that?
Yeah, someone online was looking for a playground for take her toddler in a stroller, and someone said, well, Ted Williams can't. Well, except the toddler swing's broken. And I said, do we know anything about the
Yeah, I
toddler
do.
swing? So if someone is aware,
Swings go, the swings go like, I'll try to do it upside down so they're like this. And there's a thing here, and there's a swing here, and then the toddler swings over here. This bar here is like that. Some kid crawled up there or something and bent the bar down. It's okay for a toddler. We should fix it though at some point. So that's what they're talking about. It's on my list. Okay.
I just want to make sure someone was aware of it.
Yep.
Yeah, we're aware of it. I haven't done anything about it though.
Okay. All right. Sports season general updates. Go. It's not ringing. Go ahead.
I got stuff for Ted Williams.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
A fellow from Middleborough approached Linda, gave him his phone number, wants to know about having a car show here. Did anybody hear about a car show here?
Yeah.
Would like to thinks this would be a great place for a car show. would like to talk to us about that. I'm gonna call him if that's okay with everybody and invite him to a meeting.
Yep.
Okay.
Gotta open a bar.
Yeah. Right.
Bring some food trucks in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
food truck.
Yeah, ask Star Driving about the car shows.
Yeah.
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 Field 5, Joe and I talked about it earlier. I had heard that somebody was using it from Linda on Sundays. I thought it was part of Freetown Lakeville softball.
Oh.
But in fact, it was Sarah St. Dawn from the Drifters. It's
She
okay.
asked, I got permission, I spoke to Justin, he okayed it, and that's right, 'cause
Yeah,
okay.
they want some for 3 weeks on a Sunday, a field, we didn't have any room down John Pond, so I asked Justin, hey, do you have a field? And I thought about that one back there.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, don't ever use it, go right ahead. I said, okay, so she can use it. She asked if it had a mount, I said, I don't know if it does, I don't remember if it did. And now I hear that, she says, well,
It has a mound. She wants to take the mound down flat.
I said no, that way.
Okay, so.
I'll talk to her if I can get a space over
No,
there,
that'd be
whatever she
fine,
wants,
yeah.
but I'm not gonna take
She'll
the
be
mound
fine.
down that shit there.
For a couple
We're
of
being
weeks.
nice guys doing it and then.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was a permanent thing, that's one thing, but to do it for a couple of weeks, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, she'll only use it for practice, the field. You can work around the little hump in the middle. So,
Yeah, then I heard today though, she's gonna have some you're gonna talk to her.
Yeah, I'll talk to her. I'll see
All right,
what it is. I don't know.
Yeah, the last thing I had for the Ted Williams camp was the fertilizer that we okayed last month.
Yep.
Went down on last Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, the bill was in, right?
I did know it.
Isn't that the bill that was in here?
Yeah, you okayed we okayed the bill just now. So
Can I
that
see the
should
bills?
take care of
Oh,
the
did you want
crabgrass,
all of
it?
not crabgrass. The what's the stuff with the
Clover.
clover?
Yeah.
The clover. I haven't noticed. I was looking today.
It's already
Yeah.
turning up.
Yeah. Okay. So it's working.
Yep.
There's also a regular fertilization in with that. So that's down. And that's all I had for Ted Williams.
Sports season.
Okay, sorry. Sports season. Any updates?
Not really. Freetown Lakeville softball sent in their check and thanked us thoroughly for the discount due to their shortened season.
The only question I have on that one, I mean, I know I wasn't here last meeting. I put together what I thought might have been okay, but it was different than what was agreed upon. I don't have a problem with that. But just, could I have been communicated that before you communicated to them? Because the email went out to them, they were on, like, I found out at the same time they did, it was different than what I thought.
I'm sorry.
No big deal, they
You
bought it,
should've
they said okay with
gotten
it,
that.
but it was just,
Oh.
I got it at the same time they
You
did.
should do it in that case. Is send an email to
The board.
to Nellie beforehand, and then we'll know what your recommendation.
Well, he did, I said,
Yeah, no, I
He
presented it
had-
at the meeting.
We had something from Joe.
yeah.
Oh.
And whatever, it was just different, no big deal, they didn't have a problem with it, but I found out at the same time they did, I would like to have just known beforehand,
Oh.
just so, yep, know what's coming, that's all.
No, good point, Joe. Good
Sorry
point.
about that.
No big deal.
Anything else? Right, football's paid.
Yes.
So football's paid. Soccer's paid.
You know what? Speaking of, I might as well take the. Got a email. Well, Justin got an email from women's soccer.
Yep.
I can read. I just wanted to reach out and request that the park rec make sure the bathrooms are open and accessible during the times that we play on Sundays. Currently between 4 and 6:15, but we'll shift to early after daylight savings. I wasn't there myself last week, but I think I heard it wasn't open, and I do know in the past there have been weeks that it's been locked. I assume part of our $15 player fee includes the use of the bathrooms.
No.
Well, whatever. And I checked with Linda, and they were open, well, both weeks. Also, just looking ahead, our season is slated to end on 11/10, but if we have field closures due to weather, that date could push further out. Generally, this is not a problem, but on weeks that FLSC has a bye, and we don't, or when our season ends after their season ends, we often, if not always, actually, wind up with fields that aren't mowed. We know lining the fields is something we coordinate with FLSC when our weeks or seasons don't coincide with the mowing of park recreation. And worse than playing on unlined fields is playing on fields that aren't
We don't
mowed.
mind the fields.
Well, yeah, that's
No,
what she did.
she's saying that worse than playing on unlined field is playing on fields that aren't mowed. Anyhow, just want to bring that up since we assume this is part of what our fees goes towards. I don't know.
Well, last year, Mike left early. He left with the growing season still going.
Oh, yeah.
He took 2 weeks off and never came back.
Okay, well,
He took the last week in October and the first week in November and never came back. And they were still playing.
yeah,
And we had no one else here to mow.
yeah, all right,
I didn't even, think about going out and mowing, but
okay.
that's part of last year's problem,
Yep.
and the grass was still growing.
Well, that won't happen this year.
Nope. If Mike's not here, then
I'll get on
Franklin's
the-
got to get someone else down here.
Well, no, I'll get on the thing and.
Oh, no.
Big deal.
He's supposed to have someone here when Mike's on vacation. It didn't happen last year.
Yeah. They don't
Because none
go,
of
these
the
guys
leagues
don't
got
play
picked up.
soccer into November, do they?
The women?
Well,
What's
that's
it?
what they're saying.
He said
11-10.
11, 10,
We shouldn't have to
November.
be mowing that long though, should we?
But last year, the growing,
Because of the weather?
because of the weather,
Mm.
the trees didn't leave out until
Yeah.
after Mike left, or when he was gone.
Oh, that's right, because all the leaves were everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Right, so
Well,
it
hopefully
did
that
have a
won't
later
happen
growing
again.
season last year,
I'll talk with him and make sure that doesn't happen again this
Yeah.
year.
but we need to know when he's going on vacation, because he can't just leave on vacation like he did last year with no one here to take care of the place.
Yeah. Well, especially now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No joke, so.
himself.
Right.
Freetown Lakeville soccer, no, they haven't sent me anything for the fall, but they're always late. I'll just send Derek an email.
Okay. Okay, that was the other, well, I'll wait till we get to, never mind. We'll wait till we get to Route 18 fields. That's all I had.
So other than that, we're all set with the fall.
Yeah,
Leagues.
yeah.
We got women's soccer,
Yes, they're all set.
we have Freetown Lakeville soccer, and we have
AJFC, right?
I saw yesterday they were down playing on the U10 fields,
Who?
women's soccer. They were down
I don't know. Well, they like playing on the field because it's smaller.
short, small, yeah. Yeah, they definitely don't play in a full-size field.
They don't like to. Some of the ladies don't like to.
No problem. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, no, I'm just.
On that whole field?
I'd play the U8 field if I could.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of the UA field,
Yep.
not to delay the meeting, we slice seeded that where they put the little fence around, coming up
Great.
Good.
like lettuce.
Great.
It's great. Looks
Great.
great. Yeah.
Okay, John Pond Park updates.
Where do we begin? This
All right, you're done. Time's up.
This bathroom is going to be, it's a bane of my existence lately. But there's two instances I'll tell you about. I'll be brief. About a week and a half ago, I was out of town. My daughter was coming by the fields one night, and she looked over, and the lights were on the porta potty. The outside lights there. That means the power was on. She called me. I said, anybody down here? No. I had to go down there. Her and her husband down there about 8 o'clock at night. Thing was still running. Plugged in, powered up, doors unlocked, everything. The whole thing was wide open. She closed it all up, unpowered it down, put all that. Okay, she did all that. Then I said, check on the snack bar too. Whatever goes to the snack bar, it's unlocked, wide open. But the door's closed, but it's unlocked. There's food in there, candy in there, and there's a register there. And there's a register, says the keys, and it says, to open up the register, turn the key on, and hit this button. There's money in it. What the hell?
Gosh.
So I called Free Lake. Yeah, they didn't know anything about it. And I said, well, tell my daughter, put the padlock on, lock it up. I can't find the padlock. Couldn't find it anywhere. Called Free Lake. They couldn't find it. They went and bought their own, put it on there. Somehow, and they wrote a letter out to all their coaches, and I think they copied it. I don't know if you've got anything.
No, I didn't see it.
It looks like it was on since Sunday afternoon. Powered up and everything. And this was Tuesday night. So it was on the whole time. Plugged in.
They don't go down on the week now.
They don't use it on Mondays and
Just
Tuesdays. So
Saturdays
it
and
was
Sundays.
Sunday afternoon. What happened? So they said to themselves, didn't know, one of the coaches didn't know what happened, all that stuff. Then I also saw on the wall where the water plugs in, someone disconnected and left the hose. It was shut off, but the porta potty was open with no water getting to it. So if people were trying to use it, you could have run it dry. I don't know. So that's what happened there. So I spoke to them.
In the toilets?
So then I went up there when I got back on Wednesday. I plugged it back in and it worked. It did flush. I said, okay, no problem there. Fast forward to this weekend here. Once again, I went down the field. I dragged it Sunday morning because they had like 5 or 6 games going on. Bathroom's all up and running. They called me about 9:30. He drove things not working. And down there, sure enough, it's powered up. They're not flushing. And I got a hold of Mike, whatever, I had to bother Mike, but it looks like it's full, so we have to get it pumped out. I tried calling also the places for porta potty to bring one down there. No one had one Sunday to bring down. So they limped around They couldn't use it. It's out of order. We couldn't get it. We couldn't override it. It is what it is. It's full.
Yeah, I tried.
So I got a guy. I got Mr. Cesspool coming Friday morning because I'm out of town for the next 2 days. So he's going to come Friday morning. We're going to pump it out, and then if I can't get it back up and running, if something's wrong with it, I'll get a porta potty drop down there. But it should be all set. I'll do the valves. I went down there today. I figured out how we're going to do it, so I think we can pump it out, no problem. But it was full. It is what it is. It happened.
It was due to get
we
full.
thought it was close to the end of the season, but we'll see what we can do different next year. And they were down. I was down there with the guys from the Free Lake guys that spoke here. They understood. No one was mad about it. It is what it is. So they went. I know Nellie said she's got some emails of people complaining, but you can hear it every time. It is what it is. We didn't have a porta potty, and bathrooms were out of order. It is what it is. It happens.
It happens.
So that's where we are. But they seem pretty cool with it, so it is what it is. I sent them an email tonight telling them what the plan is. We'll pump it out, we'll have a porta potty there for next weekend, getting some games coming up. So, but there were, I think Linda goes down every Friday afternoon. I thought she was going down, but Saturday morning they went down there, it wasn't cleaned. I guess she cleaned it Saturday afternoon late, but they had already been using it Saturday morning, you know what I'm saying? So I guess what the schedule is.
That's because I told her that they only played on Sunday.
Practice on Saturday.
Saturdays, yeah.
Well, she's gonna know that.
Okay, I'll text her. I'll email her. I went in and cleaned some of it too, and they did too when they got there. But you talk about paper towels. I don't know if there's a different type biodegradable one. Maybe those are. I don't just. Those things, they also being thrown in the toilet. Yeah, it happens. If it can, it will.
No, I know.
Flush anything. So I don't know if that's an issue.
Maybe why it filled up so fast too.
You never know. That's what I'm going to see when they pump it out, see what happens. Hopefully it'll snap right up and all that. But there is a lot of paper towels are around. But
that was a concern in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right.
Was the paper towels.
Yeah. So
2 things that I have on that. First of all, we need to call the electrician and the plumber and get down there and do what we said we were going to do as far as getting the water there, underground,
yeah.
And so it's, and the other thing is we got to build something around that.
Right.
The power thing.
I was kind of thinking, we're close to the end of the year, and
we could, if they want to do it in the springtime, do the water line and all that, we can look along till then. I mean, I'm around the corner. It was just I wasn't on that last weekend, so because I usually go down there when they're finishing up and all that stuff there. Right. So I think we can look along. My question is, we're gonna see if we can get it winterized, but are we gonna store it there in the wintertime?
Well, that's what we gotta figure that out.
Because if we're gonna, I think we're gonna have to do something that somebody can't hitch that up and take it out of there.
Well, you can't right now.
We took the hitch off.
The hitch is over there.
Was it off? Okay, I thought it was on it, but then I didn't see it today. Okay, that's a good thing.
Okay.
That was one of the things we did earlier. Was we took the hitch off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no one could drive away with it.
So we can winterize. I'll talk to the guy. I'll get a hold of those people, whoever that is. We got this from.
Right.
Well, that's what I meant. That was my other question. Were you going to? You were going to call him today, but you couldn't.
I did today. I figured I think it's an easy pump. I'm hoping that's all it is.
Okay.
So let's get it pumped up. If it doesn't work, I'll have to call them. Hey guys, can't get this thing running. But I'm thinking it will work. We'll see. I'll take their hedge at bet, I guess. And then I'd like to get them in to take us through the whole shutting it down. I got the book and all that there, but I still like to walk through how they want to winterize it in case we might miss something or whatever.
Okay. Who's got keys for that thing? Because I thought Joe had.
Yeah.
He didn't have a key to the maintenance.
Yes.
So I had to go. I gave him my.
I got Mike's, yeah.
2.
But I think that was the problem. That's why I tried to give you keys because I knew somebody didn't have a maintenance key,
Okay.
and it was Joe. Well, I made copies. So
I got Mike's now, so you give it to Mike. Give it to
Well,
Mike.
I don't have either key now.
Yeah, okay, I got the 2 of them.
I have 2.
Right.
Okay.
So I made 2 sets.
Okay.
So I'll give Mike one, and we'll put the other one in the box.
Okay, because I've got a maintenance one, and I've got 2 keys now for the whole unit and all the paper towel things and all that stuff there. Okay. I should be all set there, but I'll let
Linda has keys too. She has a set of
Yeah,
keys.
she does. But I'll let
She doesn't have the maintenance key. She
That's
just
right,
has the
she doesn't
bathroom
need that.
key and the toilet key.
Little keys and all the paper towels and all that
keys.
stuff there. I'll let everybody know how it goes on Friday when we pump it out. And I'll wait till Friday because I want to be around.
Yeah.
So 2 days, no big deal.
We got to figure out. We got to get in touch with them at some point and figure a way how we can check that.
Yeah,
We can periodically check it and see how
looking
full
in
it
here,
is.
there came, and I was going to ask the guys when they get here, it's either with the transmitter or without a model. I don't know which one we have, maybe one without. I think the transmitter will tell you where you are before you get between low and full.
I don't remember that.
So I think maybe somebody again. I was going to ask him, but
I know you and I.
Well, they told me when we bought it that it was set to shut off with 65 flushes left, and they said that gives you enough time to go down there and override it, which I tried to do. It didn't work.
Yeah. It's supposed to be an alarm on it. It's supposed to be an audible alarm. Today. I never heard an alarm that
I didn't
going
either.
off, so
Yeah.
it's supposed to have been one that you'd have to override, and that's how you could do this. Okay, you gotta do it, I can add it down to 10 flushes up.
But if we have to get whatever the transmitter is for it, I think we should do that.
So I'm gonna say that. I'll look at it again. I was reading it today, and it looks like there's 2 models. There are VOD is a vacuum something, and with transmitter without. I think maybe we have because it didn't come with it, so we probably didn't get it. So maybe I put a transmitter to see where it is.
And Mike and I talked way back, trying to figure out how to work the electric, was if there was some way we could put a timer in between. Once we get this closed in, if we could put it on a timer, so that we're not connecting and disconnecting, it's going to cause a problem down the road. Because if we could build a timer in there, and whoever it is could just set the time, okay, Monday through Friday it's off, and it turns on at 7:30 on Saturday morning, and it's on till 6 o'clock Sunday, and then it's off for the rest of the week. And that way the electric stays in. But the other thing is we've got to somehow get that water underground and into the cellar and not on the spigot.
Yeah. Now, I mentioned that there's someone in that building, they have 2 double doors where we store the equipment underneath there.
Yep.
I don't know if we can make that wide, because every time you run the bunker rake, you got to take the thing off.
That's
going to pay. I don't mind doing it, but Linda does it now.
Right, she can't
I guess
do it.
Mike does it for her and all that.
Right.
So
there's a twofold problem with that. Number one, that's just what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's too big. I think those are steel and cement.
Yeah.
The second thing is Linda says it's starting to rust because it is damp down in that.
It's not rust, really?
Down in that.
Yeah,
down
it
in
is,
that.
yeah.
And it's super damp. I mean, walk in the old bathroom on the back side. And it's water.
And actually, I guess my point today, I was down there today. Someone's been going in under that door there. What they're doing, I don't know, because I close every time. And today it was open with the lights on. So the lights are probably above the door frame. So someone knew enough to put the lights on in there. What are you doing in there? I don't know, because you've seen it down there. It's horrendous down there. So I know what people are doing in there.
That's the black lock, which is the old key.
No, there's no lock on there. There's no.
Talking about the other door where the bathroom
The small door where the old bathrooms used to be.
Oh, okay.
There's no bar on that, no lock, no nothing.
Oh, okay.
So that one, they maybe put one on there, but I don't know. People have been going in there. I don't know what they're doing, because it's junk.
It's junk. There's old signs and stuff in there.
But it was open this weekend, and then I said, "Don't put the lights on." First time I've seen that.
You know what? They probably used that bathroom.
I didn't see. I looked around. There was some stuff in front of the toilets. I don't know how you would have gotten to them.
So
but I don't know.
So we need to secure the doors so they can't get in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So we need to.
Yeah. I'll take a look at it again. Maybe I'll come up with an idea what we can do on there or something.
Yeah. But 3 things we need to do is we need to get that water underground and into the cellar, not onto the spigot.
Yeah.
And number 2, some type of something over the top of that so that power is not out. And I don't know if we can put a timer in between that line. I'm just before the line,
Yeah, it might be tough, but I'll have to see what we can put in there.
Because then you could open it up and there's something happening, or we can set it to come on at 2:00 in the afternoon and shut off at 9, and then do that for the like a day timer, like you have in your house, so that the unit comes on and shuts off, and because it's not.
But then because you also have to unlock it.
True. But they have the key in the snack stand.
Yeah.
They do have the key in the snack stand.
Yeah.
We just have to take care of some small.
Right. No, there's a little.
Small,
there's little things we got to work out.
It's a learning curve. I think we're going to get
No,
no problem.
no.
Without doubt. I think it's a great. Everybody likes it. Uses it. Believe me.
Oh yeah.
Plus the EC is nice in there too.
I know.
And sitting there and reading or something.
Oh well.
Reading room.
One of the ladies was like, "Hey, my daughter takes 25 minutes in the bathroom."
Yeah.
Because she was practicing during the week and it was hot, so she spent the time in the bathroom. And it's set for 95.
No, it's 80. It's 80 right now.
Oh,
80.
Oh, someone changed it.
It was like 72 in there one point. It was pretty nice in there.
Well, it was set to come on when the temperature reached 95. So now it's set for 80, so someone's changed it.
It said 80, yeah, I noticed that. Who changed that?
I had put it at 95 and it was still coming on. So anyhow.
Awesome.
So there's a couple little things we got to work on, and we got to think about what we can do with the bunker rake.
Yeah, that's the big thing. I mean, it's great, but Linda can't do it. I got to pull out. If you're driving in,
if it's rusting, we can't leave it in there all winter.
You got to go straight in there. Yeah.
If it's rusting, we can't leave it in there all winter.
No,
it's out here.
But I mean, even to leave it down there for 4 months is not going to be good for it.
I didn't know, so I'll take a look at it. I usually, yesterday too, and I didn't say it, I didn't pay attention to it, but it's a big in there, I mean.
Yeah, and that's what she said, so that is, the bunker rake itself is a
Can't open
problem.
up the door, because.
No, I just, I didn't know, but, you know, I
You're
understand
not gonna
that.
touch that foundation.
Yeah, I looked
No
like,
way.
I didn't know if you.
Steel door and
If
cement
you put in
foundation.
a different type of a shed just for that.
Well,
How's that?
that's what, I'm sitting over here thinking, do we put up a simple shed?
Yeah.
You know, get one from Home Depot for, you know,
Right in there like that, there you go.
$1,000 and just put a shed up for that.
If you drive in and then drive out the other side, it'd be nice, you know what I'm saying?
That would be.
That'd be
Wow,
good.
that's what skills are, that's what skills
Well,
are.
but I'm just saying, there's something, I'll look at some sheds that might be able to hold that, but it is a problem getting it in out there. And I know Linda was saying she has Mike go down there, so he has to go down there too with a
Right.
kind of waste of people there. You know?
I think we could go a bare bones shed, just something to keep it from the weather.
Yeah.
If it's outside, it's not gonna rust like it is in there.
Yeah.
I mean, the one we got outside here cost us over $3,000, but it's a nice full blown heavy duty shed, and it was stick built, you know? I think we could get something.
I mean, we could just build something, you know, cheap enough to store it during the season, and then
That's what I'm
store it over
saying.
here.
That's-
So
yeah,
look at it.
absolutely, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's what Mike
Yeah,
alluded
yeah.
to when he said we could bring it back here, and I have no
Yeah.
problem doing
Oh,
that.
yeah, I don't either.
And just store it down there for 4 months in a simple little shed.
Yeah.
I think that would work.
I mean, you know, right now we don't allow anybody else to use it besides park commission and myself, and that's it.
Technically, that's what.
What's the restriction on that? Because the Free Lake would like to be able to use that. We don't allow them to use it, but if we had a shed like that, would
You
it
know how
be?
you could take care of that? Sell it to them.
Yep, sell it to them.
Good point. All right. Is that something
And then,
interesting
you
to
know,
think about
we
doing?
can
'Cause
use it and-
I'll bounce
and-
it off them because they were looking for it, and I go, now we have it, but I don't let them use it. So I go do the fields for them.
It's because it's owned by the town. The insurance is
Yeah,
covered by the
I
town.
understand that, yeah.
And it has to be an employee or a board member.
So would we be looking at that? I'll bounce it off them, but I gotta believe they jump all over it.
Yeah.
What would we looking at for price on that? Any idea?
Somewhere between $1 and $2.
I was in a couple of grand. I was gonna say.
They don't have a couple grand.
No, yeah, it's not,
They got plenty. They got more people coming than they can stick at in that league right now.
Good.
yeah,
But
they're doing good.
Yeah,
They're
I
doing
think,
very well.
the days of the discounts are over.
Yeah, well, that's what I say. Now,
We gave them a discount this year.
just a little funny story.
First year.
These guys, they talk about these new foul poles they want to put in. No problem. They're gonna custom make them, kind of bit that's gonna do them. Then they're gonna put them in and paint them yellow. They don't like the ones they have, little dinky ones. No problem. Guy sends me a message today. Says Joe, says, you know, I want to see if you guys want to put some of the cost of poles. What's wrong? First of all, it's me, you guys, and I understand it. Don't worry about that. But he said they're like 200 pounds a piece. And then he says we need someone with a 24-inch auger to dig a hole, go 4 feet deep. I said, I'm thinking like a 6-inch auger with a bag of cement and that's it. So I said, you gotta see a picture of this pole you're talking about. 24-inch auger. What kind of pole is this thing? But I don't know. I'll let you know. But yeah, no, we're not gonna pay for that. They're gonna take care of that. But he said 24 inches.
Pesky pole.
Really? I'm like, you're not putting a foot in it for a pole. I'm thinking 6-inch, maybe 8-inch auger. Put it in, put some, bag of cement around it.
Put cement in.
They talk about getting a truck in to put cement in that way. A concrete truck. I'm like, what are you talking? What kind of pole is this thing? It's a foul pole. So I'll let you know on that one. But it's just funny hearing that.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, dude, we're not gonna do that. But anyway,
So the new one that we just bought
yeah.
cost us $13,700, I think. Is that
Something
right?
like that. Yeah.
$13,700. That's
Call it 14.
That's about 12 years old. That one that's there. It's well over its time.
Mm-hmm.
We've taken good care of it, so it's lasted well. But
You could start at 1,000.
yeah, I mean,
I'll see what we can get from them. I mean, but if you
$500
if you don't
I think
if you don't have a problem with trying to sell out, that might be great. That might be the answer.
we have to find out what we have to do
Right.
Yeah.
from the town.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll float that by and see if they'd be interested in buying that. I gotta believe they will be.
They get it, and then they got to realize that Joe's not going to be down there dragging it.
That's right. The dragon 3 days.
I'm just saying.
3 dragon days are over.
That's right. That's and exactly where I was going. That was my next comment.
Yeah.
They got to understand that.
And Joe's not going to be down there changing the oil
No, exactly.
Yeah.
We'll put in the
filters and stuff.
all that.
No.
Yeah. They'll take care. I'll see what they say. But it's a great, nice piece of equipment. But
No,
man,
it is.
when you catch one of those bases coming around kind of fast, rip it out of the ground, it's a pain in the behind. I've done that a couple times. So, but anyway.
So we'll see
But yeah, I'll float that by if you guys don't mind. That might be.
when we get to see what we got to do.
Yeah. I mean, I won't. I'll just throw it out, see what they think of it.
All right, we are way over our time frame, guys.
I know.
Okay, all right.
I'm trying to catch up.
That's all you got to jump on.
Okay, Route 18 fields.
Okay, talk about the bane of someone's existence.
Everybody's got to have one.
Yeah.
We are, obviously, they're in. We had a heck of a time getting the well in. Finally get done last week. Partly. They came back later and put the pump part of it in, and it's just been ridiculous. Anyway, so as of Friday, put in the pump, got water, it's running. Cool. He says, okay, I'm leaving for the weekend. Leaves it there with just a spigot and a big hunk of wire hanging out of it. Unfortunately, the wire wasn't long enough to reach to the electricity. Yeah. So we have been, Scott and I and Mark Wilson have been going down and manually running it. It's got it. Well, we have a
Turn it on and then it runs. And then
yeah, we got
someone's to shut
Kevin
it.
through down there on an emergency basis on Friday, and he got it semi-work. It's hooked up okay. It's not like dangerous or anything, but it's not right. It's got to be buried, and so that's supposed to all happen tomorrow. So we've been running it by hand. Yeah. We're almost there. There's grass growing. It looks
Grass
good.
growing, that's good. They're
We have
working.
water going on it now.
A couple of the heads, little things, and Mark's been on top of it.
Yeah.
Getting them squared away.
Can we
Yeah.
get a picture of the water running?
Yeah, actually,
On the fields? Like the
Maureen asked me to
irrigation
send some stuff. I told her, give me a couple days, because
Yeah, she sent me something too.
Yeah, I got an email as well.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
she just
yeah,
copied
I'll,
everybody. And I can post those. I don't know
What do
if
you want to
there's
send to?
phone is fine.
To your phone?
Yeah, just text me.
Okay.
That works. Is there a timeline? She was asking for a timeline, but I was like, I don't really think that there is.
I know, I
Is
got
there?
that email too.
Kinda?
Yeah, there is.
Okay, so yeah, if
It's
you
a
want to.
secret.
Is it a secret?
It's not, I mean, people say, oh, we're gonna be playing on it next spring?
No.
But it's just, people don't
2020.
understand what it takes, so
Right.
if there's a outside possibility that they might be able to play on it next fall, but that's really an outside fall. You have to let the roots take.
Yeah.
And otherwise, the first time you go there, it's gonna look great. You're gonna go there, and it's just gonna rip right up. The following spring is more realistic if everything goes well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to see us wait till the fall of 2020, but I'm just working.
2020 or
We've been working on this.
2021? 2021?
I mean 2021.
2021. Okay.
We've been working on this for 5 years now. All of
Yeah.
a sudden, everyone wants to know when they can play on it.
Yeah.
I would keep people off them. It's great. They
So
think grass.
I told her I would send her an update,
Yeah.
and I will. I want to know,
Signs
what
up.
we've got done, where we're at, what we need to do next,
Okay. Yeah.
and then an idea of what the timeline is. And I figured I'd take some pictures once the water's running.
Yeah, I think
Regular basis.
Yeah,
showing people, look, we're watering it. Look.
Yeah, I'm around tomorrow, so I'm gonna go down
Okay.
and work with Mark and see if we can get everything straightened out. The other thing about that was the bill for the well was supposed to be paid for, or at least the bulk of it was supposed to be paid for by the soccer. And they agreed to it. They sent me an email saying that they were gonna do it. And then I sent Derek the thing today saying, hey, have you sent this guy a check yet? He said, hey, Mike, we voted tonight to pay this. I will have Stacy send him a check, Derek. And he sent me a thing. I asked him today if it had been paid. And all he sent back was, I will ask Stacy to get back to you. So I hope they're still planning on paying for it.
Yeah, he's
They
probably
agreed
just
to.
checking with her where the payment is. That happens to me sometimes when they're paying for their season.
Oh, okay.
Where he's like, hey, Stacy, can you check? And then
Okay.
she'll go back to me and go, oh, yeah, I sent it out on this day.
Okay.
So who's going to be using this? Will those be soccer, multi-purpose, or?
Yeah, multi-purpose.
They are multi-purpose, and my feeling is the only one to step forward at this point is soccer.
Yeah.
Not that doesn't mean that someone else won't be able to use them, but you know, I mean, they're jumping in with both feet, and I think we're going to give them, you know, maybe at this time, you know, what's going to happen a year and a half down the road is, you know.
Right, there's plenty more work to do.
Right.
You know, the next phase thing is we're going to try to get that subcommittee back together again. And Justin had sent me the contact people for lacrosse. It's different people than it was. It's different people in soccer than it was. So we'll try to get everybody back together and figure out where we got to go from here. Yeah. And you know, I think lacrosse still is planning on helping out. Everybody keeps saying, calling them the football fields and asking if football's going to play there, and I'm like,
They get their own field.
They moved.
They went and built their own field. And they haven't come to a meeting, and
way back when I was on the committee before, football was going to finance a good part of those fields. And it just never happened, so, and now they've moved, so, I don't know.
Is there going to be anywhere there with, that'd be good to put signage for possible sponsors or anything like that? Bring some money in?
you know, it's all in what this board wants to do.
Yeah.
Prior boards have felt signage on fields was a bad idea, and then a year later, it was a good idea. It just hasn't taken off yet, but yeah, I mean, you know, some good corporate sponsors, some big corporate sponsors would be nice, and I have no problem calling it XYZ Field if they want to pony up enough money that's going to help us fertilize and irrigate it and everything for the season.
That's how fields go these days.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't personally have a field. You know, I personally don't have a problem with it, but it's up to the board. It's a board decision.
Ocean spray fields.
You know,
Okay.
That's something, you know, we've got to tap.
There's people that have already, expressed interest in doing that. So, hey, plan was get the fields done, get the grass, get water on it. Let's start growing it. Now we have 2 years. We have almost 2 years, year and a half to 2 years to work on the next part.
I mean, one thing is when we're at the subcommittee meeting, they're like, "Well, is there anything we can fundraise for?" You know, and at the time we went, "I don't know." And then I'm sitting there, I'm going, when we brought the bathrooms into John Pond, I'm like, "Hey, here's a perfect thing to fundraise for. Is a bathroom that might be bigger than the one at John Pond, maybe 2 more stalls. But if we do it right, we put a tank underneath, so we know it only has to be pumped once a year. You know, and bring in something like that. A bigger is a great way to fundraise. You know, I mean, again, me personally, I would vote to say, use the hall. If it's going to generate money, you know, that's coming back to us. I have a hard time. Or you got to pay $600 to. You know what I mean? I mean, if the money's coming to the fields, I'm all for whatever we can do to help. And to me, that would be our piece.
Yeah,
you know, somebody wants to organize a parent dance. We used to have one for soccer, and we used to have one for baseball, softball. You remember? We used to have them at the Lions Club. And great turnouts. People got gifts donated. We'd have a raffle, and
it was a great time.
And we had a great
poker
time.
Nights.
Yep, we did poker nights here. Soccer did poker nights. There's ways to do it, but you know, I mean, we as a board, I'm not saying we can't help out and do that, but I mean, we got a lot on our plates already, you know, and that's why we're trying to get this subcommittee. If people want to get on it and go with it, you know, it's not excluding anybody. It's just, you know, and
that's what I was going to say.
So I was thinking that all of a sudden,
I'll
a
include
bigger
you guys
bathroom.
when we try to get something together.
Fundraise for $75,000. We got 2 years to do it, right?
Yeah.
You know, you can have a lot of fun parties in the meantime. You know, comedy nights, whatever. I mean, I know you guys do a comedy night, but you know, do it the opposite. You know, so it doesn't impact something like that. Things like that. There's, you know, and I got an email today from the company that. Sorry, I'll make this really quick. We have a park course that goes around here, you know, and I had contacted the company to try and get the tool because the kids have spray painted the thing, and it's a special tool. So I got that. So I was hoping we got a Boy Scout project. We didn't this year to go around and fix them all. I'm now on their mailing list, and they do playgrounds. you know, and they do from $171,000 playgrounds to $7,000 little pieces. And it was just something I was thinking about, that we put a bathroom over there at that field. It'd be nice to put a small little playground that's good for, you know, 5 to 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Nothing super fantastic, a couple slides, something to climb on, you know. But these are all things that can be fundraised. And this particular one I looked at was on sale right now because it's the fall. We're not buying it anyhow, but something to think about maybe 2 years from now to install it down there. But again, a fundraising tool, something that, you know, so if somebody ever says, well, what can we do? Yeah, there's things that can be done. And I think that would be nice. You get the bathroom there, you put this little gym in between the fields or the fields V, you know.
Yeah, you can get companies come in and you have volunteers, and volunteers put it together.
They put it together.
We did that in Vermont.
Yep.
We had that one
That
day. All the
Ask
parents
Once
came.
School.
Yeah,
Ask
you
Once
just do it.
School.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Everybody involved, you can have people, you know, put, you know, bricks with the name on it. We don't do bricks, but you can do something like that there, so they have a piece of it now, you know.
Yeah.
So lots of good ideas. Anyway,
there are, but those
you
are
have
just-
some time to think about it.
Sure, right.
My focus has been to get it.
Right.
Started.
Get that grass there,
Yeah,
Get going.
grass.
Get the grass going, get the water on it.
Yeah.
You know, and those are things that can be done down the road. Anything else, Mike? You think of on that?
Nope.
No.
Okay, any other old business? Nellie, what else had I talked to you about?
I think that was it.
It wasn't old business. No, there was more than those three things. Oh, what was the fourth thing? Oh, it was the electrician?
Electrician,
The town hall?
purchases, and town hall was the last thing you sent me.
Okay, that was the last one?
Yeah.
And then the 3 purchases?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I guess that was,
Town hall.
we talked about town,
Oh, the town commission's using.
Oh, okay.
building.
No, I thought you were
That
talking
way.
about the town hall sign. I meant to tell you.
oh yeah, no, that's
Oh.
right.
I went down there and talked to Lillian, and we may need some help getting it out of there, but we may not.
Break the cement.
We gotta go look at it. Well, we're not sure it's in cement. It may be, it may not be. So we gotta get out in front of the town hall and take some holes.
Okay,
So I'll try to do that in the next,
yeah,
once
oh, we
we
can
have
go down
grass, once we have grass growing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But she said no hurry.
I can bring a shovel to work one day and like try to dig down and see what's under there.
see what's under there, see
Do you
what's
want me to do that?
around the pieces of wood.
I can do that one day. I'm on time, anyways.
But we can put it right out here, right? Is that
We could, I mean, we could put it wherever we think, I mean, probably right out here would be a good spot,
Yeah.
you know, but wherever you guys, wherever the board thinks it's, most viable spot.
And didn't digress there.
No, it's all right, no, it was a good point. Any correspondence?
Yes, the Scarecrow thing for Lakeville Arts and Music Festival. They reached out just asking if the Park Commission would like to participate in the festival by creating a scarecrow to be displayed during the festival. It's Saturday, October 5th from 10 to 4. Individuals are also welcome to just create a scarecrow for display, or the commission can do it if they'd like to. I don't know if anybody wants to or has time. I just
Do what? Say that
make a
again.
scarecrow.
When?
For the Lakeville Arts and Music Festival,
And-
October 5th.
So what are they having, like,
They're having
display of them?
Yeah, they're having a display of them. I don't know how many groups or whatever are doing them or anything, but
Me personally, I'm gonna be away, so, that whole week before. So,
I'm away the day of.
yeah.
No, that's that.
yeah, I can't guarantee I would be there.
Mike's a
Mike,
few.
you want That's okay.
I'm growing grass.
Give honey say
Scarecrow
that
up
in minutes.
there.
Yeah.
Mike's growing grass. It's all me.
All right,
Okay.
I'll let them know that we're just unable
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
do this year.
Need more notice,
Check
maybe.
with Justin.
We're providing them the Dick Randuran Park
Yes, we are. So
and signage.
And signage.
And
yes,
signage,
yes.
Yeah. And you can check with Justin though, he might wanna do it.
I will ask him.
All
I'll
right.
send it over and see if he wants to. The Clear Pond Park request. This is the metal detecting group
Oh, yeah.
that had requests last time, and I asked them for some more information. So they're just looking for one day, possibly sun up to sundown. Most likely to be about 2 to 8 people, no more than 10. I told them that there's no facilities, there's no running water at this point. We've shut down, and they said that's not a problem. If anybody needs to use their facility, they can leave and then come back. And any trash they will take care of on the grounds. Also, any holes dug would be properly filled.
So So they're gonna split the profits with us 50-50?
I don't know if they're actually looking for
Treasure
this.
hunting.
When he first reached out a while back,
watches
it
and
was that
rings.
they go in early and they hide stuff for them to find.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
happened.
Oh, like,
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
that's what.
Okay.
So
As the story goes.
So what's the date of this?
he didn't give a date. He was just looking for one day. So he wasn't specific on what day during the week or weekend.
Let me see if there's any days available on the calendar.
I mean, it's closed, so I mean, it's
right.
open to
Somebody
something.
has to open
Yeah, someone would have to go open the gate
Yeah.
and then lock it up.
and lock it up.
Is that on my keys? That one you gave me?
The one I gave you, yeah. The green key.
How
the
far,
shiny one.
How far a notice do they need?
I'm unsure.
Is everybody on board with allowing them to do it?
I'm not really. I just, it's closed, there's water there, liability. It's like, I don't want to be a, Grinch or anything, but why? Go find someplace else to do your. They're out here all the time.
Yeah, no, I know, I've seen them here.
But that's just my opinion.
I think they just want the sand.
Huh?
So they probably just want the sand is what I was thinking.
Well, I think if we proceed with this, I think we need some type of a waiver signed off. That the town is not responsible. I'm just thinking, I mean, he's brought up a good point. There's a liability there. It's town property.
Right.
You know?
Should I coordinate with
Do
Lorraine
they have
and
insurance?
see?
They probably don't have insurance. I'm sure they don't, but we should probably find out from town hall if we were to allow this, what steps need to be taken. I mean, we contacted town hall when we had Boy Scouts that wanted to swim with no town lifeguard, and they gave us guidance. I think if we vote to allow it,
Okay.
we need to get guidance from town hall so that we're absconded with any liability, and the town is. I mean, we got to think
Right.
of it that way. It's
Absolutely. All right. So I'll coordinate with.
well, I think first of all
Lorraine
we
and
have
see
to
what we're doing.
vote to see if we want to do this.
well, I think we gotta see what the liability is if there's anything.
Okay, we'll take that route first, and then we'll take a vote on it.
Okay.
If there's
So I'll
no
put it on
problem,
for
then
next
we
meeting.
Right, if
second on vote
they
on
say that we have to get a waiver or something like that, then we'll make our final decision. But they may
Okay.
say, no, we don't think it's a good idea because of the water, then that's what we'll have to go with.
Okay. Sounds good.
So just if you can get some preliminary information for us,
We'll do.
and then we can vote on it. Any other new business? Desk location.
Yes. So, okay. I canceled the desk being moved over to the lodge because I wanted to talk to Maureen as to what was going on at town hall, what's being changed, is there a spot for me, et cetera, et cetera. So apparently they're moving everybody out of that little second floor spot that I'm in. So I'm getting kicked out no matter what. Everybody's getting moved to trailers. So, with that being said, she and Nate were talking.
Yeah.
And they have an extra combo unit, which is a combo air and heating unit that was at the police station that can just fit in to this building. And they could provide me with that to help the building kind of maintain some sort of temperature, as well as adding insulation to the building.
Right.
So she and I are talking about that as possibly like a November-ish project, if there's funds that they could kind of help bulk this building up a little bit to be a little bit better for me to work on. So I said, okay, that sounds great. So no matter what, I'm moving in here once they kick me out because they're just gonna kind of demolish that whole area.
Right, and that was a conversation I had. I didn't know if it went any further, but Nate did say that. He says, well, I mean, we kind of have a service to provide the town to help get this building, to be a 4-season building rather than 2.5 season like it is. And then they did mention about the combo unit. I said, well, keep us informed of what you want to do. I mean, time is running short. I mean, we do have electric heat, but it's only so good, and it's so expensive.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to run that all the time, and you know, I have a portable laptop, so I'm kind of good for a while, but I can't kind of live without a spot.
Well, and the other thing too is, the Wi-Fi is spotty here.
Ooh, yes, I was going to move forward and reach out to Tim and just meet him here.
Okay.
So we can talk in person.
I did that already.
Yeah.
And he came up with some crazy number, and I said, whoa, it was like $10,000 to hook Wi-Fi up.
We need a repeater.
Let me tell you.
Okay.
This is what the number that was thrown out. It was either $5,000 or $10,000 to get Wi-Fi over here, and I said, why is it such a big deal? We have Wi-Fi right there. You know, and when I talked to both Nate and Maureen, they both they looked at me and said the same thing. Well, isn't it right there? Can't we get a booster or something?
Right.
So I don't know. I haven't followed up with them.
Okay.
But the number he threw out, I went, stop. Not going to do it for $10,000 or $5,000. It was some crazy number. Well, it's got to come in from here. It's got to. I'm like, no, it's already there.
Yeah, we just need a repeater. That's
so I don't know.
Who are you talking to?
Tim,
the IT guy.
The IT guy.
From town?
Yeah. He had whoever come in, and it was TMLP, and they're going to string new line from the street and do the whole thing. I'm like, why are you doing that? We already have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I'm thinking if
running fiber or something.
Yeah, I think if I
we have both Comcast and Wi-Fi in the park.
Yeah, I think if I bring him here, show him my laptop and what I need to do.
I had him in this building.
I mean, I have right now like 1.5 bars, so I'm connected right now. I'm connected to everything.
Right.
I just
it's not
need
always
a
that way.
boost.
It's not always that way.
No, I just need a small boost, a small repeater to just grab it from there and push it over here more. That's it. Because I can't sit in that office.
No, I know. So
I have to be out here.
The thing is when's the next day for you back at town hall?
Oh, I'm in tomorrow.
Okay. If you see Nate or Maureen, you can just ask them, is there any movement on the Wi-Fi for the office?
Okay.
You know, is there any more thought been put into it? Because I mean, it's right here. Somehow we got.
I mean, I'm thinking he thinks I need to plug in.
I don't know, but all I said to him was, you know, we just.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be anything fantastic.
Yeah, I think he's trying to hardwire me to the network.
But you had TMLP here. I'm going. I don't know why you have TMLP here. We have Verizon.
Right, I can use
so
the wire.
I was confused, but
perfect.
Nate and Maureen, I did mention that to them, and if you see one of them, maybe Maureen, you can just ask her, has anything moved on that?
I'll ask them. I'll see what's going on, so that way we can kind of at least move forward with that.
Right, and new office hours, what's that?
Oh, that's mine. So my new office hours for Monday through Thursday. Mondays and Thursdays will be from, Mondays, Wednesdays, 9 to 12. Tuesdays, Thursdays, 12 to 3. Bam. That's when I'm in the office.
12 to 3 on Tuesday, Thursday?
Yep.
All right. So you work 12 hours a week?
Yes.
Plus
and that gives me
meetings.
time for the meetings, and then usually weekends, like there's payroll weekends that I'm doing that sort of stuff. So it gives me some extra
18?
flexibility.
What do you get paid for? 18?
I can go up to 18, yeah, for part-time. But I usually round around 12 to like 14 hours per week, depending.
So it's Monday and Wednesday in the morning, Tuesday, Thursday in the
Afternoon. Yes, sir.
I don't like that.
I'm sorry.
It doesn't work.
So
You
are you
know.
here during those times? You usually here, or wherever you're
Town
gonna be
hall.
down hall?
Town
I'm
hall right
usually
now,
at
but
town
then-
hall.
Don't worry about that. I call her whenever.
Yeah. You just
She
call
picks
me,
up.
I pick up.
So when do you move into a trailer?
Yeah, I'm gonna be, I don't know. That time frame is unknown. As soon as they kind of start moving your stuff, I'm moving in here.
Oh, you're just going.
I'm just gonna move in here.
Right. So, you know, there's things that gotta be done to this building to make it winterized.
Right. The problem is the winter and like keeping up the heat, especially with like this will come home with me, but the printer, our printer scanner, which is a very nice machine, I don't want it wrecked while it's cold in here, and our copiers in here, I don't want that wrecked.
Well, I mean,
Stuff like that.
we don't let it go below 50 anyhow, even with the electric heat.
Oh, okay. Well,
During
that's
winter time.
that's good. But you
But
also
also
just
heated. This unit they're talking about is like a whole thing, or
No, it's like, I think it goes in the wall type.
yeah. It comes out of the wall. Yeah, because there's one in the accountant's office. It just comes out of the wall. It doesn't use a window or anything. It comes out of the wall.
the hole right there
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so you could literally just cut it out more
behind the.
and just put it in there. And it would be
That's-
nicer in the summer if that for the AC, if we're renting this out for
Oh,
Brian,
yeah, absolutely.
to dehumidify
Right.
the room.
So what needs to be done here to make it,
Insulation.
winterize it?
Insulation in the outer walls.
And they're talking about doing that.
And
They are.
So it can
So
upgrade.
hopefully.
see, the problem is
This
the
is
other
better
side
than
has
I
nothing. It's even worse than this side. Like this side has a
Another side over
wall.
there? What's over there?
Storage,
The other conference table.
Oh, really?
but storage right now.
Yeah, we get invaded by all the voting machines.
Oh, are they out?
Oh,
Did
she
you notice
mentioned to
if
me that
the other
they're
ones
gonna-
went
Oh,
out?
the blue ones?
They wanna talk about whether.
Oh yeah, they want to talk about maybe putting up a
Shed.
shed. Another shed.
Do you have a key? Watch that.
For them, they want to acquire more park space for
Yep.
their buildings.
Yep.
I'm against that.
No, I think they should come in and
Nope, it's still
redo
here.
this whole building with enough storage in it.
Are they still there?
Yep.
I know the movers were out and about last week, so I was wondering if they had
Well,
come in
it's
and taken.
not the movers that are taking it.
No? Oh,
No,
okay.
it's a highway.
Oh, gotcha.
They left these big blue bins from voting and dumped them in here.
Yeah, they're the old ones. They don't use them anymore.
Old ones. Okay.
got it.
So what is the purpose, what's the purpose of this office, this building here?
This was the office for the camp.
Okay, but what's it now though?
It's our office.
So why how they getting permission to put stuff in here? Don't,
We let them.
oh,
Because they're town hall and they did it.
Oh, you let 'em.
No, well, they just did it. They moved them in. Well, it wasn't asked, they just did it.
no problem.
If you go in there, you can see all the voting stuff is in here. And Rita, I mean, you couldn't even walk in here last summer. And Rita and I spent a whole day and we cleaned out the whole side, trash, the whole thing. And then they brought in the other conference table and these chairs. There's other chairs in there that were in here. And so the idea was to use that for meeting space for like soccer that comes in here. They come in here and meet.
You do they really?
Yeah.
We kind of need to talk about that because they're utilizing, they were given permission to use the building for their meetings a long time ago, right? So they have a key, they come in, they use it, but they never tell us
Right.
when they're here and if anything's going on. That was the problem with cleaning up for voting.
No. The problem is Teddy has a key to this door, and he shouldn't have a key
Yeah.
to this door. Okay? So he couldn't come through here.
Right, because
Okay?
they were having
All he had to do was call, and I would have been down here and unlocked the other door, because that's a different key. Nobody contacted me. Nobody asked me. I am the chairman.
You are.
Very
You are.
quickly would have been down here and unlocked the door so he could have put it away. But this has stemmed the tide with them moving the stuff out of our room, so.
Right. It would be nice, that would have been solved if they had their own shed, basically.
Right. But we need to get the
Right.
keys back, because he is not an employee of the parks.
Yeah.
Should not have a key.
But for soccer,
Change the laws.
they should be telling us when
Didn't
they're
change
using this building
Yes, they should be asking us
properly ahead of time, just because
things
what if we're
happen.
doing something? What if Nikki
Yeah.
has a late night
Yeah.
tour and she wants to show the bride this room?
Oh,
And
you're
go,
right.
you can rent this out.
Oh, you're right.
We never know.
It's got to be clean in here.
But that was the idea, was when we got this cleaned out, we had a conference table in there. We would say, give me this key, you can have the left key, and you can have your meetings in there. They've had a key for a long, I don't know, I didn't
It's
give
been
them
a
a
long
key.
time.
It's been a long time.
It's putting it back.
Yeah,
Very.
the check I gave you was for 3 months.
Yep.
Just look at the date,
Gotcha.
so when you deposit it,
I'll respect that. Although it's not legal.
but that'll bring it up to September.
Okay. Oh, and I got your email of his insurance.
You
I'll
got
send
it.
that to accounting.
Okay, good. Anything else?
Nope.
That was it for me.
Is there another page that I should be looking at?
Nope. It all fit on one. Lucky you.
Okay.
Call it.
Next meeting?
8:47,
Next meeting?
Oh, next meeting.
next meeting.
Next meeting.
7th?
Wow.
Wait, one.
Yeah, October already.
Me, I'll be here. I'll be back. That's a holiday, I believe.
I was gonna say, when's the holiday weekend?
I believe it's the 7th.
Columbus Day?
I believe. It's late this year.
I was gonna say it was early.
Or early, whichever. Maybe I'm wrong, but
It's not the
Trying to
14th.
Columbus Day is the 14th.
Yeah,
So 7th would be
yeah.
meeting.
7th works.
Okay.
think, right?
Calendar can come up.
1, 2.
Yeah, the 7th it is, 2 weeks from today.
Just
When do we start doing like every 3 weeks instead of every 2 in the off season?
it'll be later. It'll be when after things slow down, probably after Thanksgiving.
Okay. So like November.
Once the fall
That's just
sports
December, January, February time.
Once the fall sports.
Winter.
So the 7th at 6:30?
Sound good to everybody? Yeah, because Yom Kippur is the 9th, so that doesn't conflict. Okay, yeah. So I'm all right. I'm out this Saturday. Okay.
Just one
6:30.
Just one quick one. On the, you guys said that Doug Bevy dropped off the manual wash station over there at, if that bunker rake is starting to rust, we certainly don't want that down there then, right?
No.
So where can I put that one?
That was in the snack bar all winter, last winter.
He didn't have the new key to the concession stand. That's why he didn't put it back in there.
So
We put it,
We put it down by the bunker rake, I
Yeah,
guess. And down where that bunker rake is, it's rusting.
yeah.
So I just heard about it. I didn't know it was down there.
There's a spot for it right in the
Yeah, I'll move it in there if that's what everybody wants to do. I'll put it back. I'll put it
yeah,
up there.
I'm surprised they're not looking for it on Sundays when they
Yeah.
open the snack bar.
He said he locked it up down below inside where the tractor is.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take care of that. Move it.
I'm sure they're probably looking for it.
Doesn't say anything, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
that
so
one.
when nobody said anything, I think we both assumed that it was in there.
yeah.
No, we
I was
because
looking
he and I were
for it,
talking
I
about.
wonder where it went, and Nellie said we put
Yeah.
it down there.
Yeah.
You know, I had no idea they put it there.
Yeah, so we should probably make arrangements with Mike to. Well, they're still playing down there, so. But yeah, we got to do something. I think a shed's probably the thing to do.
Well, if they want to buy it from us,
Oh, then we don't have to worry about it.
point. Then they can do it themselves. They probably like that idea, without doubt. Because I always want to use it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right.
Who's gonna do it?
Meeting adjourned.
Oh, where's our motion?
They already did it.
Make a motion, we adjourn at 9 o'clock, 8:50, whatever.
8:51.
Second.
Yep. All those in favor?
Hi.
So moved. 8:51. Meeting is over.